It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake!
Hello! What is going on? All right, just playing with some of this shit here. The old intro, I know. I have access to it. He's probably like, what the fuck is that idiot doing? Yeah, playing the intro to the show. Well, he's not here, so it's just me, said idiot. But welcome, everybody. I think I screwed up the start time something fierce, and there was like 40 minutes of dead air from the and whatever. I mean, I was making a pizza, trying to schedule the thing, just whatever. It's all good. We're started now. We rolling. So, and I just got the notification that we went live. So. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but welcome everybody. Derek, Last Dance, myself. Hey, that's life, but not as we know it too. How you doing, bro? Yo, 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 to the yo-yo. I wish I had a yo-yo sometimes. When Derek comes on, I need a yo-yo graphic, just like little walking the dog. Hey, look at that. The Sammy Cat. Cheers. Having a little bit of a traditional margarita there. It's from my buddy. He brought me a bottle of Casamigos last night when he came to visit. Casamigos is the tequila that George Clooney started, his brand, and He's made some dough, a couple $100 million off of that baby, and it is good. I make them traditional. I just put a little orange curacao and lime juice and a lot of tequila, and just good. You got to go easy on that orange curacao. It's sweet, so you 2 shots of tequila to about half shot of curacao, and about half a lime right in there. It's like a sweet and sour delight. Very nice stuff. I featured that in the old days when I used to make cocktails. Find it, probably. All right, we're going to smoke some Do-Si-Do, which is a phenomenal strain. 24.6%. There he is. Huzzah, my brother. Welcome. 12:30. Over yonder. I think school's out for everybody. I don't know about you guys across the pond, but it's got to be over here, isn't it? I don't know. Getting close for the kiddies. Happy holiday weekend, Sammy Cat says. And to that, I'd like to add this holiday weekend is a memorial to all of those that contribute to the freedom that we all enjoy. So to everyone, memorial. I'm big on the veterans, love the United States military, and I love my country. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. They run towards the sound of gunfire, and that's what you need to defend your freedom sometimes. That's why we love our vets and our active duty military. Great guys and girls. Any of them ever want to join in here, they get top-notch treatment. We've never had active military on the pub. Just losers. Sorry, just kidding. I'm kidding, everyone. But seriously, join in. Oh, shit. I knew that was coming, Last Dance. When I was saying that, I could sense you thinking it. I knew you were thinking that, buddy. And yeah, courage isn't something you isn't easily found in every person, I guess. What do I know? What do I know? Yeah, that's a tragic thing that happened this week. Tragedy. Rest in peace to those poor human beings. So, yeah, very sad. But probably not a subject that I can certainly cover any subject here at the pub. You guys know that. I just don't want to make it too depressing or too much of a downer, because that's a difficult one for anybody, I would assume. Just gonna get some fine things to smoke here. What a gorgeous weekend, though. Weather-wise, it makes you appreciate life. To be alive, yeah. Today we let's just I'll recap the weekend. My buddy came down yesterday. He drives down from northern part of the state. It was just a beautiful day yesterday. I walked down to the beach. First cast, caught a fish. He was loving it. He's not really a fisherman, but he, like anyone, loves to just check out the beach, walk the beach. You know, he doesn't get that opportunity too frequently. That was good. Came back, had some delicious smoke. He brought some fabulous stuff. Hopefully he's checking this out. And we had some nice ribs and stuff on the grill. Like I said, he brought a bottle of Casamigos tequila, a few margaritas, a lot of beer. We drank 30 beers between the two of us, which is not uncommon when we get together. The reason I know that, he takes the can tabs off and saves them, puts them in his pocket. So I think it was pretty good. I know I had about 13, 14 beers and 2 drinks. Wasn't that big of a fish, but thank you, Sammy. Went back again today. No fish today, but gorgeous. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. Water's getting warmer, or my legs are getting numb, but it's totally tolerable. Striped bass. Our 7-striped friend that migrates up from your neck of the woods every summer, goes from its breeding and staging grounds in Chesapeake Bay and other bays similar in the south, and then makes its way up. And they breed their way all the way up the coast through the Hudson and various other estuaries. They make their way up to the southern side of Cape Cod, up through Long Island. Some of them go through the Cape Cod Canal. A lot of them go around the arm of Cape Cod. And then they make their way up through Massachusetts, up into the coast of Maine, all the way up to Nova Scotia. So it's called the Striper Run, and it's on right now. And a lot of them stay here, and you have good fishing for the whole summer usually. Hey, wife. Yeah, it's my birthday coming up. Yes, sir. But enough about the life cycle and ecology of striped bass. Unless you want to know more, I could talk fish all day. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. So it's an even year. I was born on an even year, so it means it's an even number. 46. Light this baby up. Thanks, Sammy. See if anyone else got back to me on my DMs. Oh, I got some likes. A retweet by Last Dance. Thanks, Last Dance. Our boy Aphid Lip's working on his landscape and trying to get the yard ready for the pool and not pull the bonehead maneuver, which I pulled, which was the ground wasn't perfectly level under, you remember 46, just barely funny, under the pool. So we got a laner. We got the downhill side. She's leaning a little down, leaning a little. The astronomical amount of work it would take to fix it now, I would rather just roll the dice, see if she collapses, we'll get another or fix it. And they're not that much money. They're short though, $400. We already got a good year out of it. We've had some great swims this year already. My kid likes to balance up on the floaty, like she likes to be kind of balancing like up above the water, so because it's still cold. So that's her game, is to, she gets in the pool but she tries to stay up on the floaties as much as possible. But it's getting there. She's warming up every day. And tomorrow's going to be in the mid 80s, high 80s, so getting there. I hear you. 22, me and my bro last night were talking about it. 22 was a good year, a good age. Not 1922, Last Dance. Kidding. 22 was a good age. We had a lot of fun. He's a few years older than me, but when I was 20, he was 22. So I'm busting chops, buddy. I'm just kidding around. You know that. Ooh, this do-si-do is smooth. A little lavender flavor. Not bad. I wonder who we're going to get tonight. We going to get our boy Aphid, or is he Mr. Landscaper all night? He'll join in, pop in and say hi is what he said. Hey, let me know, Last Dance. Did I schedule this thing properly? Because there was no countdown when I came on here. It was as though it was expecting me to already be live. If there's a large section of blank video or something, I just want to make sure that I'm aware of that. But I'll rewatch this anyways, so no worries. There's one dude. What's up, brother? I'm going to play a little music and we'll get this thing rolling. It's already quarter to one down there, over there in the UK. Jesus. Nothing like the traditional marg. Can't do them all the time though. Too much sugar. I didn't schedule a specific start time. Okay. Weird. Well, I got a notification right at 7:30 on my phone that it was starting, which would indicate a 7:30 start time, but it did look as though there was no scheduled start time, which was weird, and I could see that it's life, but not as we know it, asking about that. So I may have done something different, a little out of it, long day in the sun, bit of tequila, some beer, some cannabis. He and I smoked a bit before he left, so it was good. And I did about 3.5 hours of interior carpentry. And then I went to the beach, so I wasn't a total slouch today. Trimmed out the big triple window, extension jams, sill, trim on the framing, trim, whatever you want to call it, on the inside. So got to get something done here and there in life with the house when you have a friggin' house. It's like the chores just build up. Man, I think it's just rolling, dude. Wow. All right. Oh, song. All right. That was a random A minor, G, F major, A sharp, a little bit of majors in there, a little bit of minors, a little bit of sevenths, whatever. Just gone with the ether. It had no title. Get that baby open to get the exhaust up a little bit here. All right, let's go ahead and get.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm doing good.
Very good. How's life? You said earlier you might. This is it for you. Last night.
That's it. Yeah. Well, last night of drinking, I can still pop in and drink water or whatever, but it's last night because I'm doing my liver shrinking diet starting tomorrow.
That's a 2-week deal.
Yeah.
And then so you're looking at what's the date? The date of your
13th of June.
No kidding, huh? Congratulations. You must be psyched.
Definitely, 100%.
That's killer, man.
I've got a lot of things to remember to do in between that time.
Like prep stuff?
Yeah, I've got to make sure I'm at hospital on the 10th for a blood test. What else? I've got to have my injection the day before. I've got to remember to fast the day before. Just so many things. Then I've got to remember to stick to this diet.
A lot of milk, a lot of.
No, the diet's slightly different. It's
Oh, after you mean?
no, yeah, but this diet that I've got to do now, it's calorie restricted to 1,000 calories a day,
Mm,
and I can't have more than 100 grams of carbohydrates per day.
mm, yep. So you're just cutting out toast, pasta, rice,
I can have
crackers
I can have one slice of medium sized toast
per
per
day.
day. Yeah,
Mhm.
with no butter, with only a thin smattering of jam.
That's not bad. You can pull that off.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean,
instead of the toast, I'm gonna have a Weetabix instead because it'll fill me up more.
yeah, and things like ground turkey, ground chicken, even ground beef, lean,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
type of stuff, seasoning in there. And
It's going to predominantly be not like chicken breast and eggs.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Eggs are good. I mean, one egg, 60 calories thereabouts. Kind of
yeah,
has good fat, good protein, almost zero carbs. So
yeah.
you can't go wrong with that.
Definitely not.
I mean, I'm not into the old bodybuilders. I remember them drinking fucking shakes with raw eggs in them and stuff in the old days.
I've got plans to like have them mixed, like fried, or
Mhm.
I've got a ramekin dish. I'm going to put some cling film in,
Sure.
crack an egg into cling film, and then boil it in the cling film.
There
Because
you
I
go.
cannot, for the life of me, do a proper poached egg.
Yeah, you lose about 75% of it into the water.
Yeah.
It's a total waste. I love the
Yeah.
texture and the taste, but it's almost pure yolk by the time it comes out,
But that's the best bit, the oozy yolk that
Mm.
pops when you crack it.
Oh yeah, that's fabulous. I've never had a lightly cooked egg on a burger. That's something I've always wanted to try.
Mm.
I've seen it where they cut into the burger or take that bite and it oozes all over. I mean, it's super decadent.
Yeah.
Maybe overkill, but it would be
I'll be just dropping those snotty eggs into my gob straight from cling film, I reckon.
right. That's
Waste
funny.
not a drop.
That's a cool idea. So you're just going to cook it so the white's cooked through and then the yellow is still a little runny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can boil that type of plastic and it'll hold up.
Yeah. You just twist them like you would a speed bomb.
Right. Yeah, and let it sort of maybe dangle up in the water so it's not sitting on
That's
the bottom.
it, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool idea. I'm going to try that one. Okay, let's add in who would be known as the man who eats 50 eggs a day. Cool Hand Luke. What's
I
up,
had a
lad?
feeling that was going to be me.
Yeah. What's up, dude? How are you?
All right, good to see you guys. How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a nice view. It looks beautiful out there.
Well, it's just like where you are. It's a pretty nice day today, and it's the last day of cool weather. Things are going to warm up.
Right.
It doesn't bother me. I like the hot weather. I like to get out in it. I do, of course, prefer 70-degree weather to 90-degree weather, but I don't hide inside during 90-degree weather like some people.
No,
Like
you
me.
can't.
I've got blackout blinds for that very purpose.
Yeah, I'm psyched for tomorrow. Nice hot day for the holiday, and
Yeah.
do a little family barbecue action. That'd be great.
I'm guessing that's why they prescribed me vitamin D.
Ah,
Because I don't
Yeah.
get enough sun.
That would definitely do it.
Yep.
yeah, I get too much sun. I gotta stay up on the sunblock for sure. That's skin cancer runs in the family, so
Yeah, I have not taken care of myself as far as keeping the sun off me, so I have already a lot of sun damage and lots of.
I don't know what SPF a brick building with blackout blinds are, but I'm guessing it's high.
I'd say you're safe.
You're in good shape there.
I mean,
like you say, it's your vitamin D levels are probably suffering.
right.
I take a vitamin D 1,000, is it micrograms every day?
1,000 international units,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
which is like 25 micrograms.
Okay.
You probably want twice that much
Uh-huh.
per day, but if you don't get enough otherwise.
Yeah, I was actually given like I think it was 50,000 per day international units to start because I was that low.
You were low, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'd say get out and get some sun, man. Save you on all that vitamin D.
That's right, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
some doctors say those supplements don't even, depending on when you take them or how your body works, they don't get in there as well as you
Yeah.
might think.
Well, your body doesn't digest the whole thing like your skin with the sun, does it?
Exactly.
I took supplements the entire winter, and when I finally had it measured, I was at the very low end of normal. I mean, I was not below normal, but I was surprised to see that it was at the low end of normal.
I mean, it doesn't bode well that for the rest of my life I'm going to be taking vitamin supplements to counteract the amount of food that I can intake.
No, it doesn't bode. It's no problem at all. It's just to swallow a pill. It takes 10 seconds,
Right.
and you'll do fine.
Yeah.
Hey, look who that is.
My wife had gastric bypass, so I have some experience with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, any words of wisdom you ever want to hook a guy up with?
I mean, I don't have any words of wisdom. You'll be told what to do, what to expect, what to worry about, and you'll mostly figure it out by trial and error as well. And
definitely.
I wouldn't be afraid. You'll figure things out. You'll do well.
I'm not afraid now. I'm guessing my body and my brain will start doing somersaults the day before.
You'll any mistakes you make, they won't be critical. You'll figure out I had too much of that. I won't do that again. It's not like you're going to be vomiting and end up in the hospital. You might vomit, depending on what you do.
They said if I make any mistakes whatsoever, I will vomit the mistakes.
Exactly, but you won't be vomiting for days. It'll just be. You'll kind of get, you kick it, it'll kick you back a little.
Yeah, and apparently by reducing my stomach size, it resets my metabolism or something as well.
Yes, exactly, and it's an adjustment, like everything you've had in your life, and you will, I can tell you're a smart guy. You will make the adjustment, and
definitely.
I have a lot of confidence in you. So,
right,
I'm definitely rooting for you, and hoping everything works out. I hope it all goes easy for you. You go on the easy side.
Yeah, because things can go wrong.
We got a crotch shot of Topple.
It's top crotch, which isn't too bad.
Can't do better. You can't do better than that. It's making my day. That's all I can say. It is a beautiful scene, though, isn't it?
Looks nice. It's a nice looking blue pool. No green at all. Looks beautiful.
And now it's kind of getting a little uglier, but we'll take it.
What I wouldn't do for a pool like that.
Yeah,
it's a nice one. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Oh, where's he gone?
He just flashed us some crotch, and that was it for him.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those pools. Now they already were expensive before. Now because of everything is more, it's like things like that. Jesus,
Double?
I don't know. It used to be 40, 50, 60 grand for a nice in-ground pool. I think you're looking at 85 now. Maybe with really good landscaping and a patio around it, you're talking fucking $100,000, man, for a giant puddle of water. That's it's stabilized with filters, but the money is just the value of money.
That's not the only cost, though, is it? There's getting it cleaned yearly as well, or whatever it costs. Whatever you have to get it
like
cleaned.
Winterized, yeah.
Sure. It's like everything else. There's a maintenance tail to that. It's pretty impressive.
For sure.
My track record with pools are not very good.
You've told us.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see with mine. I have my hopes that it'll last a year without tipping over and flooding 5,000 gallons of water down the hill into the neighborhood. But I don't know. She's leaning, man. But I figure if it fails, whatever, get another one, fix the ground after. It's just too much.
Yep.
But
I'll look for it on the news. A
Right.
dam break in Massachusetts.
I think Aphid's probably doing some ground leveling tonight, I would imagine, getting himself ready for
Yeah.
pool season. So he may pop in. We'll see. I think he knows. She's leaning. Yeah, she's leaning. 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I mean, I'm trying to decide if it should matter if it leans a little. I want to say it really shouldn't matter.
No, it's the problem is there's steel supports on the outside that go like every 6 or 8 feet. They're vertical. They hold the steel ring up.
Okay.
A few of them, the pool is pushing against those metal supports, so they're now starting to bow slightly.
Okay.
That's my concern.
Right.
But for one of those to break or snap or really a catastrophic failure, not likely because they're iron. They're not aluminum. So
Could you not bolster it with some sandbags? To support it.
That would take an astronomical amount of sandbags. But that being said, I had 5 yards of sand delivered to the driveway. It was a motherfucking mountain of sand that we used to try and get this spot level, and it wasn't even close to enough. And on top of that, we didn't build some sort of a frame around the sand, like a form, if you will, if it was concrete, that you could fill the sand and use the form to kind of level it out. We just did it like a flat mound of sand that was kind of like obviously a bit of like a slope on the edges because there wasn't anything rigid to hold it in place. So, of course, as rain and water comes out of the pool, it starts to kind of wash the sand away around the outside, which is clearly a screw up on my part. I think the form with sand, even a slurry of sand and concrete to give it a little more rigidity and then put the pool on top of that, that would have been epic. But we're already too far ahead. Like any construction job, you can't go backwards. It takes so much more to take something.
How long did it take to fill it?
The hose on for in the vicinity of 11 hours.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, it's a full day. She climbs.
The cost of the water must have been quite high, though.
It'll go up $60 or $80 for the water bill. That's not terrible. I can handle
but if you had to empty it and then start again and refill it, that'd cost a fortune.
It's not only that; it's the removing the whole pool and then re-leveling everything, putting it back in place. I assume everything that's bent is going to be permanently bent now.
Got it. So I got you.
I think it's a ride it out, take it down at the end of the season,
and then replace it because it's kind of fucked.
Maybe order another one in October or something. And have it ready to go. Try to get it better.
Did you say it's second time up?
We kept it up over the winter.
All right, okay.
So it had leaves and shit in it. It was a pain in the ass to clean out. I did it. And it took a day, but got it fully buffed out. And now she's perfect now. It's just the lean. Bothers.
Well, I imagine if it's a hot day and you're outside working, that must be nice to hop in that pool.
Yeah,
afterwards.
It is. It's just, you just sit and float in the thing for 10 minutes. It's killer, man, for sure. And there's a certain pride in cleaning it and keeping it somewhat presentable. Trust me, last year when she got a little cloudy, it was embarrassing when people came over and I'm like, the kids are like, is it okay to swim in that? I'm like, yeah, it's just like a pond. Pond is fine. Ponds can be cloudy. Don't worry, you're fine. There's nothing alive in there, Like,
hey, Mr. Kilsey, good to see you, man.
I beg to differ. There'd probably be quite a lot alive in that pool.
I don't know. I put in a good pound.
Not fish or anything, but there'd be quite a lot of bacteria.
That's right. She enjoys it, so that's what really matters.
Yeah, that's true.
And I chlorinate the hell out of it. I just got a floaty thing that's going to float around with tablets of chlorine in it, which is going to be good to really keep it heavily chlorinated all the time. Because I've gone from wanting to keep the chlorine low to now saying, fuck it, chlorine high, want it all the time, keep it cleaner, you know. Doesn't seem to have any negative effects besides
Apart from a bit of eye stinging.
eye stinging, maybe dry skin, but
Yeah.
not a big
Yeah.
deal. It's
If
good.
you have a good shower after each time you go in, it should be okay.
That's the ticket. And then also chlorinate right after everyone gets out of the pool for the day. Often a lot of it burn, kind of cooks off a little bit overnight and sort of dissipates. It doesn't have very long life, chlorine.
Oh yeah, it comes out of solution and evaporates.
Yeah. If you're going to water a garden and you want to use tap water, if you know your town uses chlorine to treat it, you just fill up your containers, leave them for a day, and the water is much better for the plants and the mycorrhizae and the fungus that live around the roots and help them grow and thrive. That chlorine can screw up that balance. You just leave the water for a day or two, which you knew that, right, Last Dance, I'm sure?
Yes, I did, but I never bother when I water the plants. I just
No, it's not.
right from the hose.
The only time it would matter is, I would imagine, for like people who are really organically growing and really relying on the crop to be like perfect, especially if you're going like living soil. I don't know are you guys familiar with that?
No.
Yeah.
You heard of that, where they have the soil is like alive with microbes, and basically you don't have to do anything to it, and it naturally like decomposes as the plant is growing in it for the life of the plant. It's really
last night I watched a 4-hour thing of this couple, and they'd started in the middle of a forest in Canada with just a yurt, a rather large yurt, and they built out like an entire like self-sustaining plot of land with like vegetable gardens and like saunas and smoking
cool.
cabins, and it were
Sure.
awesome. It took 3 years to get to where they are now, and they've abandoned it after 3 years to move somewhere a bit more tropical. But when they'd finished, it was absolutely gorgeous. They had like two wooden cabins, those ones that like click together.
Oh yeah.
And they had 2 yurts, one big, one small, and they had a massive like garden patch full of like all crucifers vegetables and
That's killer.
lettuces.
I am too lazy to do all that work.
Put it this way: the guy of the couple, he started out not exactly like in a good shape, but by the end of the 3 years, he was like Hulk Hogan, huge, because
Right.
he was literally like using hand chainsaws to make planks and stuff, to make his own planks with the chainsaw and the guide.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was literally heaving them by himself all over the land.
Oh yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah, there's a really great documentary that public television airs every year called Alone in the Wilderness with Dick Prenneke. Have you
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
seen that stuff? Oh my
I've
God,
never
that
heard of
guy, 25 years he stayed at this place, Twin Lakes, Alaska. He found a beautiful field on the side of this awesome lake, and he builds a cabin and he lives there literally for 25 years, and it's such a cool documentary. And
Wow.
Like if you go to like a forest or something, would you have to buy that bit of land to be able to work on it, or?
I think he got a grant from the Alaskan Wild and Life and Fisheries
Yeah.
people, because it became like a tourist attraction after he
Sure.
became old and moved away, and he almost achieved like cult status as a hero for this type of he found like a knot on the side of a tree, like a big, I don't know what they call them, it's like a bulge of, it's like a tumor almost,
Yeah.
and he sliced it clean off by hand and hollowed it out and made like the most beautiful bowl out of it. And like just watching him do that, it's such a relaxing, cool You don't see shit like that. Put something like that on YouTube, you'll have 100 million views. You know, like I
Yeah.
think people are
That's this is
thirsty
what I
for
watched. Were on YouTube, and it was very similar, but they've been doing it over 3 years. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago they decided to put it into one 4 hour long video of the whole 3 years from start to finish, and it
Mhm.
was brilliant. I just couldn't
That's
stop
cool.
watching it.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Definitely the survival stuff is Les Stroud. I think he's the best survivor man. The guy who brings all his cameras around with him, and he has no producer, no cameraman. He's 7 days. He's out there by himself. I think that's the only authentic one. I mean, Bear Grylls, no offense, he had people with him, you know.
Yeah,
And I don't know.
he still did the things he did, but he had a nice warm hotel at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He did like exhibitions of what you could do
Yeah.
in this situation, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
true survival.
No.
Hey guys, Carol Collins is asking if any of us have seen a TV series called Mr. In Between. I have not heard of it.
I've not heard of it.
No,
Never
I've
heard
not
of
seen
it.
that.
I've been watching Star Trek Picard recently.
I've watched all that. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised. It's very different, than other Star Treks, but it's pretty good. So I'm enjoying it.
I've watched the new Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi first two
Yeah.
episodes.
You know who mentioned that? Hayden
Hey, yeah, so
mentioned that in a tweet. It's a TV
it's a Disney Plus series. Yeah,
Disney Plus. Okay.
Like it's very much like Mandalorian and the what's his name, Boba Fett.
Okay.
But it's the story between the three, the ones with Anakin,
Mm-hmm.
the three films with Anakin. It's between then and the original three movies.
Okay.
It's the story of Obi-Wan from when he was on Tatooine, looking out for Luke Skywalker, but then he had to leave to go save Leia.
Huh.
I enjoyed.
And you see Leia as a child as well, which is quite cool.
I've seen a lot of the Star Wars films, not all of them, and I certainly enjoyed watching The Mandalorian. But I'm not really a Star Wars guy. I'm a Star Trek guy, so
Yeah.
I have my preferences, and it's I'm a Star Trek.
What I've really enjoyed recently is the brand new Stranger Things season 4.
Really? I heard that got shit reviews, man.
No, it's very Steven Spielberg. It reminds me of what's his name with the knife fingers.
Edward
Freddy?
Scissorhands?
No,
Scissorhands?
Freddy with the
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's very visceral.
Yeah.
I
I
thought you were
saw.
going to say the part in Aliens when he was doing the knife.
No. It's very visceral because the horror in it is super graphic.
Huh. Yeah,
Well,
that
I
was
need-
one of the last shows I seriously tried to watch. Was the first season, I think, of Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I mean, it was cool. It was a throwback. Kind of reminded me of like old cassette tapes and BMX bikes and shit. It was a trip. Like the ending, the monster. It was like totally bizarre. I was like intrigued by the bizarreness of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Did you watch that Last Dance that season? The first one?
No, I didn't.
It's just odd.
It's
man.
absolutely worth a watch. I would say season 3 got a bit crappy, but they've really brought it back for season 4.
Okay.
Either of you guys watch Lips?
I haven't. No, I didn't want to stump up the cash. To be fair,
I watched it.
I know it's only $150, but
I'm gonna do it. I wanted to get a T-shirt. I never have my wallet, and it's like I'm already signed into Amazon, so I don't. But with that, I actually have to enter a card, which is like kind of a pain in the butt. So I just got to get around to it.
The thing I like about it is Lips is it's got that horror element, but there's an undercurrent of fun to it.
Okay.
So it's really quite well done, and James Dreyfus is acts perfectly and gives it just the right tone. So I thought it was just very good.
Is he an actor that you guys had previously heard of?
Yeah, I'd seen him before.
I've
He's a real
he
actor.
he rings a bell, but I don't know if he rings a bell before the Hayden Hewitt things.
You've seen him on other shows if you know. But
I'll have to look.
He's
see what
British,
on.
right?
yeah, he's a British actor.
So he would be on obviously mostly British.
Mostly British shows, right?
British
But I
shows.
watch a lot of British TV, or I did.
Okay.
Through two, you can get them through Amazon Prime, two channels, BritBox and Acorn. And there's, I like mysteries and detective fiction and so on. There's a lot of good stuff there. So
Downton Abbey.
not a huge, I watched that Judy like that. I sometimes would watch it if she was watching, but I was not a huge fan of Downton Abbey. I never really got into it.
Is Bridgerton British?
That sounds familiar. It might be quite old.
Oh, he's seen
These are
quite a
just-
lot of things I've seen.
These are just names that was I hear coming from the better half because she watches like the Brit shows. But
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
Well, I'll tell you one I like is Vera,
Fira.
which
Okay.
is a murder police procedural, I guess they would call it. There was a great series. What was it called? It was based in Scotland. What's that island? Shetland. No. Yeah, Shetland. There's one thing I like about the British series is they really focus a lot on the cinematography, on the feel. You really immerse yourself in wherever this is happening, the geography. And this happens sometimes on American shows, like I don't know if you've ever seen. Damn, I can't remember anything. This show set in L.A. With Titus Welliver as the police detective. But anyway, you get a lot of LA.
Hunter.
No, it just finished. The last season just
Okay.
Bosh.
Oh, I remember Bosch.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
No
so
way.
you get some of that in Bosch because his house is somehow this police detective is able to afford a multi-million-dollar house that sits on the hillside overlooking L.A. But anyway, you get a good feel for kind of the geography. But I like that a lot about British shows. You really kind of immerse yourself in the locale.
He's either a crooked cop or he came into money.
Well, the show addresses it by saying that his exploits, a movie was made of his exploits, and he used the money from the movie to buy the
Got
house.
Yeah.
And thus the issue is dispensed
It
with.
reminds me of, well, not quite, but I was just thinking of, it came to me, like the film About a Boy. With,
Yes.
and he's like, gets rights to his song that he wrote or something.
Hmm.
And he gets loads of money, and he just lives off of that. That's what it came to mind, I think. Why?
Yeah, I've only heard of the title of that movie. I don't know the
Yeah.
movie.
So I just saw an American movie that I don't know if Brits are interested in. It's Top Gun Maverick. I saw it in IMAX.
You saw it. You
I
went to the
want
theater?
to see it.
Huh?
You went to the theater?
Went to an IMAX theater.
Did you
Big
have
bucks,
any
$22 a ticket.
Did you have any refreshments?
No,
Something.
Raisinets? Goobers? Nothing?
nothing.
Jeez.
This
All
is
right.
something I'll be able to really enjoy next year.
Yeah.
So,
Right now, I can't even fit in the seats.
So let's hear the review. 1 out of 10, maybe first numerical number.
I'd give it 8.
8. Wow, high score.
Yeah, my only, if I had to downgrade it, it's because there's a mission at the center, which the story revolves around, and the mission itself is kind of stupid. Not that really matters because, it's all about the people and the struggles they go through. But the mission is stupid. Some of the some of the scenes are technically stupid from a military
Right.
point of
Suspension
view.
of disbelief, right?
Right,
You have to
exactly.
just
The biggest thing I know about it is that all the plane scenes are actually flown by the cast.
Well, they don't. The cast doesn't fly an F. So and
Yeah,
so.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, I mean, the scenery is they're inside them, right? But they're not actually
and
flying them.
they're actually in the air flying.
They're in the
airplanes.
absolutely. It's very
Yeah.
it's very realistic footage and very compelling. It's better than the original in that regard.
I think most
Wow.
of the actors have actual pilots up front, don't they, flying the actual plane?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad to hear it was well done.
Yeah. It
But
was,
all the actors apparently have pilots' licenses now because of the movie.
really, I'm sorry to hear that. I can't imagine the skies with some of these ass clowns up there, like Tom Cruise.
Oh, did you not see him fly James Corden around in an
No.
F-15?
Are you kidding? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise took James.
What is he
Corden
sitting on
up-
phone books to see over the windshield?
Very nice. Very nice.
I thought all pilots were small anyway because they have to be light.
Not bad.
No, they have engines to take care of that.
That is funny. Yeah, and John Travolta used to fly around in his own like DC-10 or something. I don't know exactly what it was,
Really?
but and he actually could be the pilot. He had his large plane pilot license, commercial size.
We all
So, yeah.
know about who's that famous pilot that landed on a taxiway from Star Wars.
Oh no, I mean Scully landed in the river there in New York, Sully or Scully or something.
Who's the
Oh,
actor?
you mean Sully from the
David Duchovny?
in the Hudson River? No,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Sully. Yeah.
in the
that's
Hudson
Sully.
River.
Yeah.
The one who was drunk when he
Who's the actor? He piloted the Millennium Falcon in Star Wars. What's the actor's name?
You're talking about the good-looking guy, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, right?
And
I don't know if
Biscuit Fabe's looking like Chewbacca right here.
Yeah. Ah!
Actually, you
I
could
can't-
make
I
the
can't
case
do
for me
that,
too.
but-
I mean,
Yeah, Harrison Ford is somewhat infamous for landing
Sounds
his
like
private plane on a taxiway instead of a runway.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, but everybody survived, so
That was frowned upon by the air traffic controllers.
it's frowned upon by pilots, by the FAA, by the airport authorities, by other people who are on the taxiway working.
Yeah, I remember. I saw that video, and you hear them talk about it. And they're like, "Okay, yeah, it looks like, yep, he landed on the taxiway. Yep, that's going to be Harrison Ford." They like say his name like over the radio. It's
Yeah.
obvious, they're bullshit, but they keep it together,
Yeah, he's still alive at least, unlike John Denver and Roy Halladay and other famous people that have.
Buddy Holly,
Buddy Holly wasn't flying; he was flown.
John F. Kennedy Jr.
John F. Kennedy was flying a junior, and he
Yeah,
killed himself. And who else was in the plane?
was it Bissett?
I don't remember, but
Catherine Bissett, maybe
killed himself and a few others.
one other her. And
Okay, one
the
other.
theory is that he flew into the ocean because he
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know the pitch of his plane.
Well, it's not uncommon to have spatial disorientation in foggy conditions. It's a problem.
He
And,
wasn't flat at all,
right.
and he was totally just dive at like a maybe 10% downward dive. I don't know. I guess didn't he have an altitude alarm and what the fuck?
No doubt.
I mean,
You have.
that thing starts going crazy. I would.
It happens to the best pilots. It happened to. I don't know if you remember a DC-8 crashed in Houston. It was a 767, and basically you have to. Sometimes your body will tell you something that's incorrect, and you have to disregard your senses and fly the instruments if you can't see the ground.
That's fly by wire, right?
Well, it's fly by instruments, right?
Right.
You know,
I wonder if there's any meaning to those numbers on the Boeing airplanes.
well, they. What do you mean? It's this.
Like,
It's the age of the plane, really.
Is it
As
not
much
the
as
size of the plane or anything like that? Is it
no,
not a reference now?
it tends to be for almost all the Boeing 7 numbers. It's basically chronological order, except for one.
Sure. Right.
The Boeing 717 was actually a later plane that they when they bought McDonnell Douglas, they took one of the McDonnell Douglas's planes, the DC-9, and they made modifications, and they gave that modification the 717 number. So, you know, other than that, it's basically chronological order. The first jet was the 707, the second was the 727, then the 737, and the 747, 57, 67, 77, and 87. So
7-7 had a big. That sucker tanked.
the 777.
The Supermax, was that the one?
That's the 737.
The one that recently had a bunch of crashes.
Yeah, that was a modification. The 737 has been flying since the 60s, and they just keep modifying it to put more passengers, have more modern avionics, new jet engines. So
this was the one recently that the autopilot, they were like fighting against it.
Oh yeah, that's called MCAS, the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System.
Right.
Yeah, that was a real.
Somebody's a real airplane aficionado.
Well, I'm not a pilot, so I'm interested in one. But that one was interesting. It was in order to compete with Airbus, the Airbus introduced a modification to their plane of about that same size, the A320, called the A320 Neo, new engine option.
That's the A320 is the Airbus, isn't it?
It's the Airbus, right? That's the competition for Boeing. And so Boeing decided they would have to modify the 737 to have new engines that are more fuel efficient, and in doing so, they had this contract with Southwest Airlines for a big mother load of planes that when they eventually built them, Southwest would buy them. Those planes were the MAX version of the 737. And the contract had a $1 million per plane penalty if the pilots who were already trained on the previous generation of 737s had to have retraining. Southwest didn't want them to be retrained. So they said to Boeing, sure, we'll buy your plane. Here's the contract. Here's what we'll pay. But if we have to retrain them, we're going to subtract $1 million per plane. So when Boeing built the plane, they realized that the new engines handled a little differently, especially during certain maneuvers. And the solution would have just been to say, well, we were wrong. You're going to have to retrain the pilots. But no, they decided what we'll do is we'll put in this piece of software called MCAS that will, if during higher engine output the plane starts to rise a little bit, well, we'll just have this piece of software push the plane's nose down, and we won't tell anybody that it's there.
Right.
And so
they basically tried a software fix for the pilots not being retrained.
They did, and they had it all tied. They had it all tied to a single angle of attack sensor. So when that single angle of attack sensor were misinstalled or were miscalibrated, as they were on those two planes, the MCAS said, "Uh-oh, the plane's nose is rising too high. It's time to adjust the elevators to push it down." But those sensors were false. So the pilots of those two planes fought that piece of software unsuccessfully. Those planes crashed. That was a extraordinarily poor design from start to finish, and the results were a huge number of deaths. And
essentially, like you said, it may have been a successful design and idea if they had just properly trained the guys.
That's all that was needed.
Maybe 2 days, a week, whatever.
That's right.
I always thought modern planes generally flew themselves unless there was a problem and the pilots needed to take over.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, and this is not, these basically every aspect of flying that plane should be something the pilot is aware of,
Yeah.
really. And so and that includes, there's different regimes of flight. Like when you're turning sharp turns, the plane behaves one way.
Yeah.
And if you've trained on a plane, you're supposed to. There's these things called type ratings, which is if I fly, if I receive a type rating for say a 737, that means I could fly all kinds of slightly different 737s without needing to get retrained.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal. Retraining is expensive. It takes pilots off the line. You don't want to have two different kinds of planes because that means that you have a whole set of pilots that can only fly this kind and that kind. Southwest Airlines is one of those airlines that flies only one kind of plane, this 737. So all their pilots can fly any of their planes. It makes it a little easier to do staffing, a lot easier.
Yeah.
So you can call the plane a 737, but if you've changed the engines enough and the plane's handling changes enough, then they need to just, it might not be that much, but they need to be aware of how it handles differently. And they just did everything they could to avoid having to tell anybody about that.
To save $1 million.
Per plane, right. That, of course, they ended up losing billions and billions and billions because of the crash. And the numbers will be, lawsuits will go on for decades, and the numbers will keep getting higher and higher, the losses. And they lost public confidence, and, it's cost the company a lot more than that $1 million an airplane would have.
Boeing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're fucked.
They are.
I wouldn't be too happy to be flying in that plane now. So
I wouldn't mind, but I just think the company's management should have just been taken out and pushed out of one of those planes at altitude as a punishment for all those deaths.
Seems just like a callous disregard for human life.
That's exactly what it is.
They don't you would think after so many disasters that they would want to avoid them, but that whole fiasco just made me lose confidence a little bit in the whole industry because, things happen along the way, but when it's something that could be corrected by training, hey, that's a total bullshit, Right.
And Southwest, they kind of could see the writing on the wall. Once these planes crashed, they kind of knew. They knew what happened. They knew that they were sort of responsible because their contract was the impetus behind this. So they put out a statement kind of getting ahead of it saying, that $1 million per plane penalty, that's just business. If Boeing didn't, that number could have been negotiated by Boeing to be something else. And basically it's true because Southwest needed those planes almost as much as Boeing needed to sell it to them.
Right.
So, they were right. It is just business. Boeing might have said, well, we're going to cancel the contract if you force us to pay you a rebate of $1 million per plane. And in business, you negotiate. Okay, we'll do it this way. Or there'll be some other consideration. But
yeah, were the minds of the businessmen clouded by dollar bills, and that put the lives of people at risk and killed them?
Absolutely.
It's so fucked up, man.
That was the only reason for this MCAS, and I think they should have just removed the whole thing, period. I think one of the reasons it's still there, even though they changed it so it won't behave the same way. Yeah. I think the only reason it's even still there is because if they actually removed it completely, that would mean admitting that it was never needed, and that would mean those lawsuits that are in the pipeline would have more ammunition.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm no expert in aviation, so I'm just guessing. But to me, from what I've been reading, I don't think there's any reason for MCAS to be there at all. They should just rip the thing out entirely.
Well, here we go with Julian trained food taster, Lee Howells. How are you, Lee?
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Lee. Good to see you. I wasn't sure you'd be on.
Good to see you, man. It's
no sound.
Well, we got his handsome face. That should be almost enough.
Leo, you are very quiet, my friend.
Not quiet. Not quiet is silent.
Silent Bob. Work it. Come on, Lee.
We can't hear you, Lee, so you're going to have to change something.
Work it, man. Here we go.
Is your microphone plugged in properly?
There's a finger floating around with a button. He's like doing stuff.
He's pushing the buttons. Audio. Soon it'll be reboot.
Lee coming in with his air traffic controller headset on.
I see that.
Mine has one of those microphones, but because the microphone goes through the same jack, and my PC has the jack and the microphone and the headphones split. I can't use this microphone for my PC. Yeah.
So what happens if you do try to?
Oh.
And hey, there you are.
There you go. We hear you now.
Lee. Yep.
Audio just comes through because it's only an audio line or a microphone line.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm on my.
Oh,
boom! He's on his. I think he was going to say he's on his phone.
Yeah.
No. That ain't.
I'm on my phone, so I could get knocked off any minute.
Right. Leo. Lee, what is Lee short for? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Could be Leonard, but that's not a British name.
There he is. I guess, what are they, cowboys? Lee. He's from the Highlands. Mr. Lee Howells. Here we go.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
We hear you.
We hear you.
Oh, good. It's good. Because I'm on the phone. I plugged it into my phone. I was to bed, but then I just saw you by pure luck because I was just shutting things down. I thought, right. And I've just come back tonight from seeing Top Gun as well. So.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Do you like it?
It could be Leroy.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so you agree with the score of 8 from Last Dance?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
8, okay. Well, join in, Topple. You made us 5.
Have you seen Stranger Things, Lee?
You what? Say that again.
Have you seen the new Stranger Things season?
I haven't seen that yet, no. Is it good?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. No, I've not seen that yet.
Are you up to date to season 3 yet?
No.
All right. I wouldn't.
No,
well, you
not.
might have to. You might have to watch season 3, but
right,
it's not very good. Season 4 is though.
Someone talk. Okay, I think it's the echoes are coming from Lee.
Yeah, they are. I don't know how though. He's on a headset.
Yeah, something's going on, Lee. You got a double signal coming through, buddy.
Really?
You might have audio leak through your headphones.
Oh right. Okay.
Is it just because that shouldn't be though? That would be a lot of leak through.
Yeah.
That would be a poorly designed headphone set.
Yeah. I'll be back in a sec.
I mean, that happens to me because I turn up the headphones loud because I'm almost deaf. So.
Right.
So that's my excuse.
30 minutes, Jesus, guy.
30 minutes, Topple. What do you? Come on. I mean, I probably only have 45 minutes left in my life.
On,
hey, Last Dance. How have you heard from the doctor since?
Nope. Yeah, she comes back May 30th. So I'm having a little bit, one finger. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe 2. Maybe if we're being honest, 2 fingers of rum, but that's
fine, dude. You can indulge. It's Biscuit's last night drinking for months, so he's got peeps over. Yeah, I understand. I know how it is. It's all right.
Oh yeah.
We have Memorial Day tomorrow here, Lee. So it's a national holiday for us. You know that,
right?
Do you guys have an equivalent to that?
They must have an equivalent. Remembrance Day? They have something like that?
Yeah, you have that, but you we've got Thursday and Friday off this week because it's the Queen's Jubilee. So she's been on the throne for 7 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you
the longest reigning monarch?
And that's saying something, given how long the monarchy has been around. What is it?
Yeah.
1,000 years, really? When do you start counting?
Cool. Wow. Yeah, maybe around about 800s or something.
Wow, so
898 or something like that. Yeah.
Are you a big monarchophile, Lee?
I don't know. I used to be quite a royalist. But
back
now
when
at my
Diana
age
was around?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It was probably after that it started to wane in terms of there's a lot of scandals to do with them, and you just start to think they're so privileged. They're lucky to be where they are. I mean, the Queen, I've got as much respect for the Queen as anybody, but I think her kids really, I don't know, William seems to be doing quite well. He seems to be in the fold and behaving himself and doing the right thing. So, yeah.
What about our Charles? Do we think he killed Diana?
Did the royal family kill Diana? There's a theory. I don't know.
No, I don't think.
I reckon Prince Charles actually orchestrated the cutting of Diana's brakes.
Yeah, I think I picture him underneath the car with his mechanics overalls.
He paid someone to cut it. It is the theory.
Well, the big conspiracy here is that who was she going out with at the time? Was it
Dodi Fayed?
And he was Muslim, and there was suspicions that she was pregnant, and it would have been So, hey, it's not impossible, is it? But I just think it was the paps following a drunk chauffeur driver.
Exactly.
And I think it was a disaster waiting to happen in those circumstances. But I don't think there's anything really untoward.
It's not a reliable way to kill somebody, to mess with their brakes.
Yeah,
you're right. It's totally Hollywood.
Exactly.
Like the Falcon and the Snowman level. I don't know if you remember that one. That's a classic assassin movie. It's a good one. Is it the Falcon and the Snowman?
No, I think that's something else. That's about.
Plus, a well-trained chauffeur would be able to feel the brakes going spongy, surely.
Oh, The Day of the Jackal. That's
The Day of the Jackal. That's something. Yeah.
But there's another one that's. Who was the guy who he was like Clint Eastwood, but he wasn't as awesome? But he had his own movies.
Oh, crap.
Death Wish.
Yeah, Death Wish.
Charles Bronson?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was one with Charles Bronson and the younger, good-looking kid. Maybe I can't remember his name, but they were both assassins, and the end, one of them pulls the toilet paper out, and he gets blown up, and the other one gets blown up in the car.
That sounds awesome. I don't remember it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
fact,
I love the Death Wish one.
Death Wish was good shit, man, for sure. Charles Bronson, totally cheesy but awesome.
Yeah, he did that thing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now or not?
Yes.
Yeah, Charles Bronson always did that thing at the end of the film. I think most of the Death Wishes, it would always lead you into there's obviously going to be another one. And do you remember he had that sort of, it wasn't a tagline because he didn't say anything. You just look at the person and he'd go like that and wink and go like that. Well, where's my finger there? Like it was a gun and go like that.
Right.
And you knew that the next film he was going to take them out. So he was really cool.
Huh. That is cool.
It's good. I only recently watched only 2 weeks ago. I never saw it when it came out. Decided I'll give it a go. John Wick. I thought that was a brilliant film.
Good
I haven't seen it.
Right?
Yeah, good film.
Well, you got a haircut, didn't you?
I did. Absolutely.
Substantial haircut.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What you call it for the Army Reserves?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's tight. Hey, as long as your lady likes it, right?
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why
I'm
my
terrible.
hair is long now. I grew my hair long because my lady was like, I kind of like it. So I'm like, all right, long hair it is.
Never cutting it again.
Right, exactly. Who else?
Well, the thing is, Steve, I've always wanted to grow my hair long, but the problem with it is once it gets any sort of length, it just curls. So I end up with like a curl nest, and it just will not grow.
You mean like this?
So no, you've got great thick hair, Biscuit. You really have.
So you'd
The
end
main
up
thing
looking like
is-
Slashly, like you like Slash with the top hat curls.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I can hear myself.
Hey, we're all very lucky. We've all got hair. So
Mine's pretty thin, but it's still there.
Yeah, mine's
Still
getting
is.
thin, but whatever. I don't care.
Mine, I have a spot on the top of my head, and I never really knew it was there, right? Because you can't really see it, and until I started getting sunburn, and then I realized that I've been nuking my scalp in that one spot for years. And I got a lot of sun damage there now. Of course, I wear a hat all the time outside.
You got a Friars patch last dance.
Yeah, basically. And I just feel kind of stupid for not even realizing.
It's where that is. What's it called? That hat that you Jewish people wear?
A
yarmulke.
A yarmulke is the
yarmulke. That's where the yarmulke's supposed to go in. It just wore it away.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's very practical. They make pretend it's religious, but of course, it just so happens to go on that one spot that would be, that would be getting sunburned.
Why is it so small? Like in the northern, like the Jews that are up in the colder climates, do they have bigger yarmulkes that keep the ears warm, or is it only the tiny yarmulke on top? I mean,
as far as I know, it's only the tiny one.
So in those cases, you would put a winter hat over the yarmulke, or
Yes.
does the winter hat replace the yarmulke?
It's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know. The yarmulke is purely religious. It's designed to show your deference to God, because your uncovered head would be like giving God the finger. So you put you put a cap on to show your subservience to God.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback.
I never knew that.
Yep.
Sorry?
There's a lot of secondary feedback. How many tabs do you have open? What's going on here?
None. I'm doing it, but I am doing it from my mobile. I'm not doing it from my laptop, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if that's making a difference.
Well, where are your headphones? What happened there?
Well, I took them off because it seems to be still working without the headphones. So unless it's something to do with the settings.
Yeah, this is what's happening. It's coming through the speaker on the phone, not through the headphones.
Ah, right. Okay, so let me go to settings then, and let me see if I can correct it.
So
right, audio.
Usually, if you just plug in the headphones, it will automatically.
It cancels
yeah,
out.
That's crazy that it didn't. That he's got it coming through the phone, and I have a feeling that the microphone isn't on either. It's like something's not working here.
It's all going through the phone itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And there he is.
And there's Topple.
That looks just like the Lively Core too.
Hey, it looks
How
like
you doing,
the games
Topple?
at Jurassic Park.
What's going on, guys? How y'all feel today?
What's up, buddy?
All right.
Jurassic Park.
Happy
games.
holidays.
Red light.
Yeah, happy holidays is right. I hope you're off, right? Tomorrow.
No, I'm working.
Come
I
on.
worked all,
Oh,
dude.
man.
I'm working.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
you're enjoying today.
I got 3 stitches. Hurt a nerve in my neck that causes pain to my leg, and I have COVID.
No way.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Don't tell me you left.
How do you know you have COVID?
Tested positive.
The home test?
Yeah, the home test.
Yeah,
plus my wife, plus my daughter. So.
Don't tell me you left a pipe wrench or something on top of an 8-foot step and moved it and it fell on your head and that's why you got the stitches.
No, even worse.
Oh, no.
Even worse. Out of my own stupidity with anger.
Uh-oh.
I'm on top of a ladder, wooden ladder too. I hate wooden ladders. You know a 12-in-1? What a 12-in-1 is? It's a screwdriver that has
Sure.
different bits to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got pissed and I slammed it into the ladder. Well, I went back up. Guess what? I had the handle in my hand, but the shank stayed up with the screwdriver, came back down and nailed it on top. Yeah, so pure stupidity. Pure stupidity.
Oh my God, guy.
Hey, he gave me a day off though.
That is fucking
You
hilarious.
sound pretty good COVID wise. It doesn't sound like
Yeah,
it's
I'm
changed.
asymptomatic.
Good,
A couple
good.
guys at work got it, so I tested. My daughter had a small little fever, so we all tested. We all have it, but my son. I'm asymptomatic. My wife is, as of right now, as we know, should I say?
That's good, man.
I
We
was the
tested 3
opposite. I
days
was
ago. So.
symptomatic, but didn't have COVID.
Well, the first time I got it, I got really sick.
That's the worst kind.
The first time I got it, I got really sick. The second time I got it was like the sniffles. That's after I got my 2 shots. Maybe that's what helped. And then now I'm just being careful, being around people. I wear a mask too, so I try to do my thing.
So you had it 3 times and you got 2 vaxes?
Well, first time there was no vax.
But I
The
mean, what I'm
second
saying
time-
is you must have an incredible amount of antibodies built up with having gotten it.
If that's the scientific thing, is that why I'm not feeling it right now? So
I would say
They
changes all
wane
the
over
time.
time, but you're probably super good now.
I mean,
I'm just drinking a lot of fluids. That's all I've been doing. I remember
By the
that was
sounds
the
of it,
big
it was
thing.
always super
I
good.
thought you were going to say you're drinking a lot of whiskey.
No, I'm on call too.
That's my COVID cure.
oh, you're on call, huh?
I'm on call too, so I get 4th of July off. That's all I care. I get that whole week off, so that's why I'm working these.
It's a quick technical question. Do you get paid at all for being on call if you don't get a call?
No, no, I don't.
Do you get paid?
Not with this job. Not with this job.
Do you get paid for responding to an on-call?
Oh, absolutely. I get crazy.
Does that come
boohoo
from
money.
the second you get in the vehicle to the second you get home?
As soon as my phone goes off, I get paid.
No kidding, huh?
And then we have this work order system bullshit I do on my phone. As soon as I get the call, I hit click, get paid already.
Wow. Oh man.
It sounds great, but if you have to travel 2.5 hours out of your way, it kind of sucks though. So
yeah, brutal.
I mean, some places, some guys are salary and don't get money for on call. Like,
well, they try to do that with.
That's crazy.
The one place I'm at, and if you do that, we'll go union, and that shut them down.
Right, because what ends up happening is the guys will be able to try to talk themselves out of everything. They're like, well, is it a big flood? Because if it's a small flood, then we could probably wait till tomorrow,
Well, I work for a retailer. That's kind of like my full-time job. Meaning, like, I get 40 guaranteed, but if I want to only work 20, I don't get penalized for it because I do all my other side shit too. So, but if something comes in, usually it comes in categories like urgent, 4 hours, urgent, 1 day. If it's a 4 hour, usually it goes through a call center that determines that.
Right. So emergencies are only certain.
Yeah, like
things.
Yesterday was inside a retail store. It was leaking water on the 2nd floor, and it has a 3rd floor. So obviously there was something wrong. Luckily, it was only 30 minutes away, right next to an air handler, which pushes air.
I know.
It's a water chiller, so there's water going through the coils.
So would you have a clogged condensate plug
yes.
line? Yeah.
But yeah, I had to climb through the air handler to get through. And when I stepped out, I stepped down on the coil drain and snapped it in half. So now I have all water going everywhere. So I screwed myself.
So you had to make a new one?
Well, I didn't have a pipe extractor, so I was kind of screwed. So I had to shut down the coil and went back this morning after I got my tools from home and did it. So
interesting. Yeah. And you use those little CO2 things that you put the CO2 thing, you screw the top on, and then you have the little hose that you can put in the drain and you try to blast it on down the line like it's a
I got I got old school water extinguishers. I fill them with pressure, and I'll use that for them.
To blast out
Crap,
drains.
yeah, blast out drains usually.
That's cool.
Nah,
Good
but
shit, man.
how's everyone this week? A lot of shit happened. So
good.
everyone good?
Yeah.
I'm good. You mean you've seen me posting my rage about those cops in Uvalde, so I'm.
I've been busy last 2 days. Did more info come out about that? Like, were they
everything-
actually? I was told they were actually in the school, but they weren't going through the barricaded door. That's what I was told from somebody.
All I know for sure is that they were in the school 2 minutes after the shooter went in, and they just didn't do shit.
All right.
Yeah, Donut Operator on Twitter and YouTube, but on Twitter specifically, he's been doing a lot of good, solid information.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's an ex-cop, so he always goes on the side of the cops. So he's not trying to vilify these cops yet. There is some evidence that they did get pinned down. Essentially, the guy had locked himself in a classroom with the rifle and the kids. And
Well, that.
I mean,
I
the bottom
understand
line is
that.
those cops never went in. It was the Border Patrol guy
yeah,
who borrowed a shotgun from his barber, apparently, and went in there and took him out.
Well, no, the guy who killed him with an AR. There was another Border Patrol agent that got a call from his wife while he was getting a haircut. Yeah. And then the barber said, "Here's my shotgun. I'm coming with you." The barber went in on a 6 and then went in and got a bunch of other kids out of the school, separate area.
Okay.
The actual Border Patrol agent who killed the guy had his scalp cut with a bullet. It went through the top of his head.
Got creased.
Yeah,
that was a close call.
That's how close. He put one through the guy's head probably, and he took one across the top of his head. Like crazy fucking shit.
So the cops that were in the building by 2, they got fired at, and they ran out of the building. They didn't stay in the building. Is that what's being said, or still not known yet?
I think they stayed in, and the shooter closed the door behind them.
Locked the door to which they had a key.
Right, they had a key.
All right, they had a key. Who had the better position?
The guy had an AR, and they, as far as I could tell, had 9mm.
I'm surprised.
Now, this is a problem. Like the cops should have the finest rifles.
Did the kid not have 2 AR-15s?
He had at least one.
He had one. He had one with.
He put a photograph of having 2.
That was on social media.
2 that day, didn't he? Yeah.
He had 2.
Hey,
he had some expensive gear. Apparently, I've seen.
But I think he might have left one with the vehicle. But he's definitely had one with plenty of rounds. So
yeah,
he's not going to be up there doing like the Terminator, firing both. So one rifle is a pretty formidable thing to go up against. Hey, look who it is.
What's going on in here, guys?
Hey, happy Sunday, Aphid Lip. Hope you're enjoying your weekend.
No, I'm not.
I know you're not. I'm just saying just saying that to be nice.
Aphid Lip Mendez, the county landscaper.
My yard. My wife yelled at me.
What happened?
Well, I was trying to I got into a Austin Power situation where I stuck between 2 trees.
Oh yeah.
Going forward and backward, and I forgot I had a trailer hitch on the back of my truck going back.
Oh no, more sound issues.
We're having trouble hearing you, Aphid Lip.
Inching back and forward,
you can't hear
millimeters.
Me?
I can hear you.
Off and on.
Yeah, not much. I mean, I'm gonna get off of here in a second and fix all that, but.
We could see you, Aphid Lip. We would trade looking at you for your vision.
Oh,
no offense.
That's mean.
For your sound, I mean.
I think Aphid's a good-looking guy.
No, he's a good-looking fella. Absolutely.
I don't like the Green Day shirt on though.
Well, it's the shirt that I wear because I don't care about if it gets.
Oh.
Because he's doing shit work, right? Yeah, in the yard. Yep.
And my hands are all dirty.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Still
this is the time of year for you to enjoy that in-ground pool when us schleps My pool's leaning like this. He's trying to get his right so he doesn't end up like me. Yeah.
The pool's open. I got to do all the landscape, and I got to replace the fence this year too. I was going to do that last year, but the price of wood. If I knew what I knew now, I would have done it last year. So
crazy. It had leveled out, and now it's going back up again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it went up before because of the supply chain. Then there was a wave of it coming in and loading up the stores, and now inflation. So it's like there was a short time when it went down, but they were charging $9 for a fucking 2x4 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And like a piece of structural plywood for floors was like $80, where it used to be like $50, dude. I mean, what the fuck? You build a house now, it's obvious the cost is just going to be astronomical. It's crazy, man. Cray. I need some beers. I'll be right back.
So how many hours are you in, AFED, with the yard work and all?
Well, I mean, I took my ramp down. How much?
Nope.
Can't hear you.
Get a word.
Can't hear me at all?
I mean,
one or two words.
Yeah, just it cut out a bit. I'm guessing you're a bit far away from your router.
Yeah. Router?
The router.
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 Either way, come on.
Oh, no. Is that how UK people say it? I'm being serious.
That's the way Biscuit says it.
Router.
Router.
Wait a second. Last dance, you just quoted.
Router.
Last dance, you just quoted somebody.
No,
Either way. Anybody? Anyone know who that is?
No.
Nope.
Shoe Nice? Either way.
Oh, God, don't bring up that.
I forgot about that guy.
Come on.
Is it better?
Remember? He's back on, by the way. He's got a new channel.
Oh, I'm sure, because what else does he have in his life?
In the garden.
Yeah, he'll probably show up somehow.
Is that your ride-on lawnmower, Aphid?
What do you got?
I got.
That's his $80 lawnmower.
Right.
Yeah. He takes more pride in the price that he paid.
The battery's not going to last long with them headlights.
That's why he's my brother.
Yeah.
It actually looks good shape, though.
Great shape.
Awesome.
Them headlights have been left on. They need turning off.
Yeah, I spent $2,000 on mine, and yours looks better.
Yo, I could see you putting some of those, like those blue headlights that you see some of the guys putting in the old Hondas, like in certain neighborhoods. Like, put them in that. Put them in the mower.
What's the significance of blue?
I don't know. Why do they do that? What's the new thing with the blinking brake lights?
I think is that manufacturer or is that a optional thing?
That's a new thing they're doing. It's
because I saw Mustangs do it with the arrow would arrow in.
So that means the brakes are going on. They're like,
I know limousine companies that do it. I think it's something for insurance. It gives the person behind them a better chance to see blinking lights instead of one solid red.
Interesting.
I don't get it, but
yeah, I just find it to be annoying, along with the lights that are almost blue, but they're headlights. That I just don't get. Like, I always look because I think it's cop lights, like a cop car, but it's just headlights.
Oh, they're brighter. That's why. If you live in the sticks and you got deer problems, it's nice to see a lot in front of you, but that's what high beams are for. So, but I know what you're talking about. I drive a truck, so I never notice it because I'm already high up anyway. Yeah, but when I'm in my wife's car, I'm giving them the finger. I'm like, you blinded me, you motherfucker.
Right.
Which is what you do all the time when you're driving your truck.
No. I got regular incandescent light in mine.
Incandescence, yeah. Cool.
I don't have the LED package yet.
No. Need it, though. Yeah, we got a check engine light I'm a little concerned with. And the cheap.
It's emissions. It's nothing big.
Yeah, you know what? We paid like $1,500 for this extended warranty from Carvana because.
Oh, you got your car from Carvana?
When they're telling you, they're like, "Oh, it's only $20 more a month." We're like, "Ah, $20, fuck it, who cares?" And then it comes down that we need it. you start calling around mechanics, and they're like, "Oh, hell no, we don't take that." And I'm
No.
like, "Oh shit!" Finally, we found this chain of like muffler repair places that like will take it. So I mean, we're hoping for the best. But
What is this? CO2 sensor?
oh, it's just engine light.
You could go to Jeffy Lube and they could run a dialysis on it just to see what it is if you want.
Diagnostic, yeah, but
Yeah.
the stupid warranty we got will cover half of the cost of the diagnostic. So
How much is it?
a diagnostic?
Yeah.
About 125. So
What?
It's just plugging in a port and reading the
that's
numbers.
all it is.
yeah, I know, but that's what they charge.
You need
up here.
You need to get a guy that has one in his house.
I know.
Right.
You know, I could probably buy the thing for like
Cheaper.
a couple $100.
Absolutely.
If I done myself, you know.
Well,
My dad got a guy once to have his clocks reversed, and he messed it up.
You get it. Not just a guy, but a good guy. That's what you
a
get.
good guy, yeah. No. Yeah. I know a guy.
He was trying to put his mileage back. Is that what you're saying, Biscuit? To get more money? Oh my God! What the fuck, dude?
It was one of them Nissan Espasas or something like that, and he had clocks reversed, but they ended up putting 100,000 miles on top of it.
He went the wrong way.
Yeah.
What is this, Ferris Bueller's Day Off? He's trying to fucking put it in reversed.
Oh, is that the movie with the Ferrari? They put it in reverse and then it goes off the cliff.
Yeah,
I hated
then
that.
He ended up buying a new set of clocks because it messed it up that bad.
That's funny, dude. That's hilarious.
It does sound like a comedy there.
I had a buddy that had a Jeep that the transmission was starting to go bad. He put a little bit of sand in there just to get past, sold it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're an asshole. Bad karma.
It wasn't as sketchy as it sounds. It replaced the engine, the gearbox, and everything, so it was a lot newer than it said it was on the clocks. So I wanted to wind it back a bit.
Right, make back a few bucks. Interesting.
Would you ever sell a car that you know had problems and you didn't tell them about it? Would you ever do that?
If it had problems, I'd tell them it had problems.
Okay, so you're not one of those kind of assholes that would be like,
no,
sales final.
If I was selling it to a dealership, I would have no
dealership
hesitation.
will check it out. The dealer,
Exactly. Because they got their mechanics. They'll figure out what they want.
I would say let the buyer beware in most cases.
Yeah.
Oh.
If there's something wrong with it, let them know, because otherwise it'll just come back. They'll just come back to you with problems.
I don't know about that. I mean, yes, if there's something outstanding that you didn't have fixed, you could let them know about it. Yeah, but if there's something that you had repaired,
I'll bet the state you live in, Massachusetts, is not a buyer beware state. I bet that is that is a full disclosure state.
Probably. Yeah, the lemon law exists up here. You know, you can.
Not for private sales, though, right?
I think for any car.
Private sale? I thought that only went for dealerships.
I bet there's very strong consumer protection laws.
My dad, he sells a lot of vehicles. So if his customers show any like bad blood on his Facebook or anything where he sells, then he's not going to get as much custom. So he makes sure that all his vehicles are good top-notch quality.
Smart. Very smart.
He sells mostly DT 125 Yamahas from France.
Huh.
So is he a used sales car?
No, he sells motorbikes from France.
Oh, motorbikes.
He buys non-damaged bikes from France, makes them look a bit cleaner, and sells them in the UK for like 2 or 3 times as much.
No kidding, huh?
Smart man. What the hell are you doing? He owns his own business. Why don't you work for him?
I am working. That's the plan. Once I've lost all my weight, to work with him.
Okay.
May I change the subject? Did you guys see that video of the French soccer team, not the national team, but a team that lost their game and therefore was subject to relegation? And then all the fans come running onto the field. For some reason, they all have flares in their hand, and they're firing flares at the players and the bench. It's wild.
Like road flares?
Road flares, yeah. Well, I mean, why they would
like
allow
a
them?
riot.
It looks dangerous, but they're just firing them all over the place.
Huh.
And you guys think Philadelphia Eagles fans are bad?
That's the first thing someone posted. They said, "Looks like Philly."
We're not that bad.
Road flares on the field are nothing compared to being curb stomped in London.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
who was the guy that broke his leg and the Eagles fans cheered? Was it
Broke his back? You mean neck? Possibly.
one of those ones?
Cowboy, Cowboy Michael Irvin? No, what was his? The cokehead.
That's Irvin.
That's Michael
Is it Irvin? Yeah,
Yeah.
Michael Irvin. Yeah, you got hit. You got hit down at the vet, the concrete. I was a kid at that time, and
Crazy.
Deion Sanders did a dance around him, and all the fans were booing and all that. So
That's crazy.
well, that was the vet. That was when you could get tickets for like $20, be drunk all day. You can't do that at the Lincoln Financial. They had a
too
court.
expensive.
They had a court there. They had a court inside the stadium.
Really?
Yeah, they had a court in the stadium.
Huh. Yeah, but the funny thing is, a lot of the more wealthy people, they do stay drunk all day and they act obnoxious and shit. They just dress a little nicer, but they're still drunk. I mean,
I had that experience here at Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the good seats where these are people who are season ticket holders, they've paid a phenomenal amount of money.
Right.
And they just start drinking, and they just get drunker and drunker and drunker as the game.
Ravens, you talking about?
Ravens, yeah.
Yeah.
And they start, some of them start babbling racist and screaming racist profanities.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's appalling.
In Baltimore?
I mean, it's not many, but it's just people
They don't get their ass handed to them?
But this is these are the rich seats, the season ticket holders. It's just other white people there. So but I think
black people in
sounds
Baltimore.
like they'd fit in right here on the pub just swimmingly.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't happen anymore because there's less tolerance for that than there was 20 years ago when I went to these games.
It was still the 2000s, but it did make a big difference. 20 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, soccer. Oh, sorry, Biscuit. Football over there. You are a bunch of racist fans. Holy shit.
Well,
and some racist players. There's been some
players, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
well, Philadelphia Eagles had a Cooper that was racist too, but you guys over there.
We're not all racist, but there are a lot.
You guys don't go to your games with swastikas and all that?
No.
Nah, not you.
They're just good chanting you black people, you N-words and
easy.
I am not saying them.
No.
Even what I'm saying, I'm just thinking of the worst offenders.
I don't go to football games because I'm not even a football fan. I'm more of a motor racing fan.
Oh, really? How about sorry, COVID.
It's okay. He's got the COVID.
Is rugby really that big over there too, or it depends on where you are?
It's not as big as football, but
it's nowhere near as big as football.
Well, yeah, football's the biggest in the world. So
I'd say rugby is second after motorsport.
Okay,
so it's football. In fact, no, it'd be football, tennis, then cricket, then motorsport, then rugby.
Oh, what's going on in baseball? An owner refused. What happened? Somebody didn't. Gabe Kapler or something.
Yeah,
didn't
come out. What's that?
He
refused.
Was the
Red Sox player.
He's now a manager for San Francisco.
Yeah,
but he didn't do something with the national anthem. Didn't come out, and now there's somebody that won't.
Yeah, he refused to come out and stand for the national anthem because of the school shootings. Who knows what? Who knows what goes on in the woke mind? But
fuck that motherfucker.
No. Oh, whoa. Why?
You could stand for the national anthem no matter.
You have a right. You have a right not to stand for it.
Dude, he coaches a baseball team, gets paid millions of dollars a year. Get your.
Didn't we just see what NFL just went through when Trump was president?
With Kaepernick?
Yeah, which might be a Raider soon, supposedly.
God, I can't believe that.
If he can play football, he can play football, though.
Well, that's what I'm skeptical. I don't believe he can do anything anymore. But if he's proven himself to the team, we'll see.
I don't know. A lot of people point that out. They're like, the Pats paid Matt Hoyer for a few years like $1 million, $2 million a year to back up Brady or to back up Mac Jones, and it was like, well, this guy sucks as a backup, but if he sucks that much, wouldn't they at least give Kaepernick a shot? Well, no, because they had zero confidence in Kaepernick. That's the thing. Nobody even hired him as a backup. I guess they might have been scared of him or scared to put him in that like subservient position behind, like, maybe it wouldn't have looked good behind a white quarterback. I don't know, but
I don't know
I
either.
know there was a lot of shitty backups out there that he might have legitimately been better than.
If someone said they found out that there was a blacklist that he was on, I'd believe it. But I tend to believe that people just don't really believe he's that interested in football, that he's mostly interested in these social justice things, and football gives him a spotlight that he would use. And no team wants to waste a spot and a lot of money on someone who's not committed to the game. There's lots of talented people. I don't really know.
I don't know either. I mean, like, Hoyer, for example, would come into a game that Brady was winning by, like, let's say like 25 points. And on the last down of the game, Hoyer would throw a ball. It would go like 30 feet past the receiver into the stands. Game's over. And he'd look at Brady and they'd laugh, like, and Brady'd be like, "You suck. There's no way you could have made that throw." They'd have, like, it was obvious the guy was terrible. Why wouldn't they have ever tried, or any team? There was definitely something going on with Kaepernick that they didn't want to touch him.
I mean, you have to negotiate a salary too. I mean, Hoyer probably made almost nothing because he sucked.
$1 million.
Do you think he would? You think he'd be negativity in a locker room though?
I think that was an issue.
I think it'd be a PR negativity, but in a locker room,
and also polarizing for the team
and the fans. I mean,
see, I didn't mind him taking a knee it bothered me, but it's his right. My problem is when he was going after the police, wearing the socks that had
pigs,
the pigs on it. That bothered me. That bothered me.
That bothered me too. But
yeah, and he also spoke out about oppression, and then he would readily wear shirts that had Fidel Castro on them and Che Guevara, the famous revolutionary, in both of them.
I mean, if he were a woman, you would say he was an airhead, and that would be, that would be appropriate. He really, he's not someone who's I'm going to find to be an intellectually convincing spokesman for anti-racism or anything like that. I mean,
Well, if I needed a backup quarterback after all that was said and done during that, what was that, 2016? No, when was Trump? It was 2016, right?
Yeah,
when he was elected, yeah.
More or less, that was when Kaepernick
that was at the same time. That was the same time.
Yeah,
so
you're
2016.
Right.
So if I needed a backup quarterback in 2018, I had Michael Vick as a backup that became a starter too. So, and I'm 100% against cruelty to animals. So
yeah,
but
he's an example of someone whose talent was so high that that the league was willing to forgive his animal cruelty transgressions, and he got back in the league for a while.
See, I didn't look at Kaepernick being that bad of a quarterback, because if I remember, I got a friend that's a 49ers fan. He had no quarterbacks. He had no quarterbacks. That was a big thing too at that time too.
And also, it was when Russell Wilson was big. I think they might have came in at the same time, and they were two that dynamic quarterbacks at the time. Brady was doing his thing, but these guys were coming in, and they were immediately stepping out of the pocket. Brady would step forward in the pocket to kind of survey the land in front of him, kind of as a surveyor quarterback. These guys were like action Jackson quarterbacks, which was cool. And even, I'm not going to lie, Kaepernick was fast as fuck. cutting around, doing these weird moves and throwing on the run and doing all this wild shit, man.
But
he got smashed to fuck on occasion, and he was skinny. And
he ain't skinny no more. He's a big boy.
His skills deteriorated, and he was cut.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
that
he was exciting,
he was
man.
cut.
His skills deteriorated in a big hurry.
But if he didn't make that statement, he would be
year basically.
another team.
You might be right. You might be right. I mean, it is
right.
I have to agree. It's suspicious that he, like, after he came out, you know, with his anti-racist thing, he never got a sniff, a wisp. No one touched him. No one did anything. He was just like persona non grata. And a lot of these quarterbacks who were, you know, like, look at Carson Wentz now. His best days are so far behind him, but he keeps getting on new teams and, you know, hopping from team to team. He's now going to be the Washington Commanders starter after the Colts gave up on him.
Well, that last game of the season was not on Carson Wentz. I'm
not saying it is. I'm just saying that you compare him to, like, Kaepernick, who was, you know, nobody would touch him.
Well, no one will touch him at all. Till now, maybe, but
yeah, but it's too late. I don't think you can't be gone from the game that long and
I agree.
Be competitive. I just don't. If he is successful, more power to him. But I am very skeptical.
Well, he's playing a backup role to I forget what his name is, and not in Oakland, Las Vegas.
Derek Carr.
Yeah, what's Derek he Carr. The XFL?
What?
I'll give you an example. The Washington team, which they were called the Redskins, they hired Mark Sanchez, who was kind of his best days were way behind him, as a backup. And
butt fumble
guy. And he finally got in a game, and it was clear that he could no longer play football. He just couldn't play football anymore, and that was it for him. He didn't cut him after the game where he appeared, but he never appeared again, and they cut him after the end of the season, and nobody picked him up, and that was the end of his career. So I think this. I don't think.
If you look at it, Cutler, who was the Bears?
Jay Cutler.
How the hell did he go through 9 seasons in the NFL? That guy was done after the 4th season, and he kept getting jobs. So
that's a good point. Yeah. And it's the same type of deal, right? But Kaepernick has been out of football for so long now.
I want to see what he could do.
Me too.
It was ridiculous. They set up a whole thing for him and said, all right, it's going to be here and here on this day, and this, that. We're going to set you up, owners. And then he pulled some fucking last-minute hijinks, and he switched the location.
Yep.
I don't even think anyone, like, went to where he said, okay, we're going to do it here now instead. Right. Like, I think I don't know, people were... It's a business, like you guys said. Like, these people are taking. They're going to go do a cold call on this guy and give him a chance. Like, this is your time, buddy. And he pulls some bullshit and says, "No, I'm not going to do it in your facility. We're doing it on my turf." And then they're like, "All right, well, fuck you. We're not coming." You know?
And what was that? It was like 5 years ago.
It was, yeah.
So I mean, what is he? 6 years out of a game by now.
Dumbass.
Biscuit's like, what the fuck's going on? He has no understanding what's going on.
Nope. Just waiting for a topic that I can butt in.
My apologies.
Shoot in. Start a topic. What do you want?
Yeah, we could go on American sports.
I don't know. I'm just waiting for a topic that'll work for me. You guys do you until a topic.
Should women be in men's sports?
Hell no.
Well, I don't mind, but men shouldn't be in women's sports. That I do.
Real quick,
here's a topic. What do you guys think of Ricky Gervais's new comedy?
I saw that.
I didn't watch it.
Have you not? It's fantastic.
So,
it's very good.
From what I understand, he got slack for going after. He didn't go after the transgender. He made comments. Do
you know who he reminded me of? 100%. Our boy Hayden Hewitt.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's. I think people you would, if you didn't see it, you would get the feeling from the reaction that it's an entire show just about making fun of trans people.
That's what I mean. I saw
the trans people were only a small part in the beginning.
Thing is, though, he made fun of trans people by being positive about trans people.
Yeah, I mean, nothing he said was
in an ironic sense.
Yeah, I recommend you see it if you have the if you're.
Oh, I am. I plan. I really like. I like his show on Netflix too. I forget what it's called. Where he lost his wife.
Afterlife. Yeah.
You can laugh and cry at the same time. That's a horrible show, but
I think one of the things he says was something like, "I love women. I mean, I don't mean the old dinosaur women. You know, the ones with the wombs. I like the new ones with the beards and cocks."
Yeah. Okay. Is that Kraken?
Ooh. Oh yeah, 92 proof. No, Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry.
Oh, Sailor Jerry. Okay, yeah. I never had that. I'll have to try
just
that.
wetting the whistle, buddy.
I'm jealous. Next weekend
I'll be like a week I've had this bottle. I'm only wetting the whistle. Just
okay.
That bottle won't last one day with me.
It doesn't matter how much you have. We don't judge here.
I don't know how long it's going to be till I can drink again.
Well, are you detoxing already?
No, I start tomorrow with my liver reduction diet, and then I've got my operation on 13th of June.
Yeah, if anything with your liver, do not drink. So maybe a glass of wine.
Well,
that's for your heart. Actually,
I'm going to stick to the diet that they've proposed, and that's for 2 weeks. Then I'll have my operation.
Okay.
And then I think I'll be on a milk and protein diet for 2 or 3 weeks.
Now, let's just say you lose. Like, are you going to be working out when you can work out when you start?
When I've got down to about 25 stone, which should be 6 months away.
6 months away? Is there physical therapy, or is this all on you?
It's all on me.
All on you. And what's your plans?
Once I've got to a weight where my back's not a problem anymore, then I'll be doing jogging.
Jogging?
There's a really great series on YouTube that we have found here that it's like between 20 and 40 minutes. It's literally like the old school, like doing aerobics in front of the TV, but it's more modern, and you use like little 5 and 10 pound weights, nothing serious.
Yeah.
But
okay. Well, I've got
if you copy these people's movements,
I've got barbells and dumbbells that I can use as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you copy these people's movements for the show, you'll burn 300 to 500 calories.
Yeah. Well, to start with, I'm going to be doing aerobic, like cross trainer and things like that. Once I can get into the gym.
There you go.
I would start with like try to make an attempt to get 10,000 steps a day. Just walking.
Yeah.
Just even simple
shit. Just walking as far as I can until my back starts twinging.
10,000 steps? What kind of a maniac takes 10,000 steps?
Hey, I used to do 20,000 steps a day.
I was about to say, I did 22,000 a day.
Yeah.
Almost
I don't
22.
Count, so I don't know
when I used to work for Amazon, I used to do 15,000 just working.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
walking
huge
up and down,
number of
walking
steps.
up and down the aisles, picking for 12 hours a day.
They have these devices that can count your steps supposedly these days.
Well, my phone counts my steps on Samsung Fit.
I don't trust the phone because sometimes sometimes it says like I only did like 500 steps. And I worked a full day. I'm like, that's bullshit.
My phone regularly counted like 15 to 20,000 steps when I was working at Amazon.
Oh, I bet they work you like a dog and pay you nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't nothing. It was $8.20 an hour.
What happens?
What's minimum wage there?
Then it was $7.50 an hour, so they were paying a little bit above.
Okay.
What happens if you're listening to some Lionel Richie and playing the air maracas? Hey, mambo, it's getting steps, and you're just sitting there fucking boop, boop, I mean, it can't,
well, you're not getting any sitting there, are you?
Well, I suppose you're still burning some calories.
Yeah, of course you are. I mean, just me doing VR every day must burn some calories doing Beat Saber and whatnot, but...
Well, how about this? How many steps do you think you do a day right now?
Right now, maybe 500 to 1,000.
Okay. So you would set a goal. See, I would set a goal. Try to I'm not, well, obviously I didn't go to school for this, but my thought process would be like every week when you start getting healthier after the surgery,
Yeah.
like try to double every week till you get to a set
Yeah.
point, like 10,000
Yeah,
steps
yeah.
or 5,000 steps, whatever.
Yeah.
Because walking is, when I went out on COVID and I wasn't working that much, dude, I gained so much weight and I didn't change my diet one bit. It was just from losing those steps a day.
Yeah.
I mean, Top, you keep getting COVID like fucking every other week. You have
I
more
know.
COVID. What the fuck?
It's really bad here, actually.
It's
really bad.
because he's such a social creature. He can't help it.
Well, when you change those air conditioning filters, try to get them right into a bag. Don't inhale all the COVID.
Is that what it is? You think it's from the filters?
It's gotta be.
I thought about that. I changed like
all
30.
The COVID's got to be collected in them filters that he keeps touching.
Yes, dude.
It doesn't live that long.
I don't know.
No,
it does not. No. You are correct, Topo. It does not live that long.
And actually, yeah, because when I got back, I had job orders.
I'll be back in a second.
Filters every 2 weeks.
Bathroom again.
Yeah, I know.
And that didn't work. The first time I got it, I have no clue how I got it. We were at home. I had meat. I had everything. We didn't go outside for 2 weeks. Somehow we got it.
That's
it was
crazy,
weird.
Dude.
But then there's cases that I'm around people that had it and I didn't get it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they do say there's a small percentage for surface contact. I mean,
I thought surface contact would be the biggest one now.
No, it's more inhale.
That is small?
Droplets that you inhale. That's
inhale,
the big
droplets, and
they say that's the biggest
aerosol.
thing. Yeah, they say like 1 in 1,000 by surface contact.
Wow. How long? Well, did they ever determine how long it lives on the surface yet?
It depends on if the surface is in sunlight versus, it doesn't matter because it just is not a very likely mode of transmission.
And plus, I never wore the proper mask. I always wore a gaiter too. So
yeah, that doesn't do anything.
Oh my God! Here I am talking about COVID. What the hell happened?
Because it's always
what's
you.
What's going on?
You always bring it up, and if we don't talk about it, you complain about it in the chat.
Well, he has it, so he gets free reign.
Exactly.
So
you got it again?
Yeah,
he's got it again.
Jesus, dude.
COVID topple.
This is my problem. I don't believe these tests, but when all three score positive, with 2 different sets of tests, it has to be right, I guess. I don't know.
Well, how many times have you had crabs?
I never had it because I always shaved. I keep it clean down there. I'm smart.
I mean, you said score positive. Maybe you really actually like having it.
Well, I already told you the one time I had to take that other test before that scared the shit out of me. Made me depressed for 2 weeks. Then I found out it was my friend that was fucking with me.
That's right.
But I'm a good boy now. I've been married for
and it is me that had like
years,
a flu. I had flu-like symptoms for ages and thought it might be COVID. Took a test, I was negative.
Well, no.
Am I coming in better now?
Oh, live.
Yeah, much better now, Ifid.
What'd you do to your face? Did you just like paint it black or?
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that.
I'm sorry. Whatever affliction you have, I'm sorry.
I plan for running for president in Canada, so I was
okay.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
It really looks kind of spooky because it just looks like a black hole where your face should be.
It's not that dark here. I'm just on a Chromebook, so it's just that bad, I guess.
Okay.
You gotta get yourself one of these.
Well, I got one. If you guys really care about seeing my face, I'll go get some light.
No, I'm not complaining.
No, it's fine. I mean,
I love your face.
Oh man, come on!
You make me feel better about myself.
All right, you guys continue that. I'm going to take a leak in the driveway while we talk about that.
In the driveway.
So, Aphid Lift, did you?
That's exactly where I just took a leak.
In a driveway?
Yeah. Why
Y'all
not?
don't got like trees or something you could kind of hide behind it?
Well, for him, it's
I've got
2
a
o'clock in the
house I
morning.
can hide behind, but
How far is Atula from you right now? Because you supposedly have a small place you live in, right?
yeah, it's about 20 steps, and that's
And how far away is the driveway?
It's on flat land, so I don't have to climb stairs.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
About the same. It's about
But
the same distance.
You're missing the satisfaction quotient. It's more satisfying to pee outside.
Oh, 100%. I get to look at the stars as I'm going, oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Really? There's nothing.
Have you never tried it, Topple? Having a good whiz outside, it's bliss.
Well, I eat outside a lot, but I'm more looking. Oh, I got a lot of kids that live around here, so I got to be like, that's all I need.
Well,
I'll end up in Megan's law list.
At half
I'm not
past
doing it
2
at
in
home
the
here.
morning, that's not a problem for me.
If worst comes to worst, I'll just jump in the pool and let it go. No joke.
It's pitch black out. It's pitch black outside the house as well, so no one can see.
Like my face.
That's right.
My brother, how you doing? Salam alaikum, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
So did you believe my math story?
Well, I didn't. To be honest with you, I haven't been back on there because I've been I've had my hands full today. I looked back and I saw that you had a bunch of like shapes and figures and stuff, but I didn't.
I just grabbed that off the internet. That wasn't actually my work.
Oh, did you actually try to figure it out?
I did write something down.
So how many times more is it?
I said it was 2.42 times.
Get rid of this before.
Oh, it's got to be more than
that.
You could look at my calculations.
I'm gonna have to.
What do you guys?
If your numbers are accurate, then mine are.
What are you guys trying to determine?
How much more water his bigger pool takes than his old one?
Yeah, the original one from the video was 14 feet in diameter and probably only 30 inches tall.
If I remember right, it was 2.65 more percent.
And the new one
2.65 times. I mean,
is 18 feet and 40 inches. So 40. I know you go like 2 feet more, and it's almost double.
Last Dance did the
diameter
math earlier on Discord.
So if you go that much more,
on Discord?
Yeah, I did the calculations.
Oh, okay.
I stand by my numbers. 2.42.
I trust the Jews' numbers any day.
Thanks. I think I don't know if that's respect or not, but I'll take it.
Whoa.
Most Jews are bankers. They've got to be right.
Yeah, we all are actually, right?
They're comedians too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There are.
Damn funny ones.
Absolutely.
Every single one of them stingy, though. That's one thing.
Absolutely. Well, they got nothing on you.
No, they don't.
Mel Brooks could be the best, funniest of all.
What? Mel Brooks?
He's quite
funny man. Somehow
funny
he's
movies.
Still alive, isn't
funny
he?
Movies.
Blazing Saddles is my favorite.
Because you're a racist, you would love it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Hey, God damn it! The new sheriff isn't boring.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My favorite line from that is "Where are all the white women at?"
Yeah.
Now, what I think is better is when Gene Wilder he grabs his black buddy and he kind of has him by the back of the neck, and he says to the KKK guys, "Oh, boys, look what I've got here." And he picks him up, and that's when the black guy goes, "Where are all the white women at?" And that's when the two KKK guys are like, "All right, let's get him." And they go to bust his ass. And, of course, Gene Wilder and the sheriff they get the fucking uniforms, right? So then they're in the KKK uniforms. And then something happens where they see the black dude's hand. Gene Wilder's like, "God, you didn't wash your hands good earlier." And he's like trying to wash off the black. Oh my God.
I like the bit where he takes himself hostage. He's like, "Help me, help me."
Dude,
I thought it was hilarious when the woke of Twitter these young kids start trying to attack Blazing Saddles. I'm like, don't you understand what the movie's about?
I have no idea, man.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you're a good boy. That's right.
It's not for any reason. I just never.
You never did, really?
No, I really haven't.
Have you seen Spaceballs?
No.
Oh,
now that
just
movie doesn't seem that interesting to me.
Oh,
How about Young
fantastic.
Frankenstein?
I've seen not all the way through.
Jesus,
I thought I was bad with movies. At least I've seen these.
I've seen tons of movies, but just not those.
Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah, I've seen Cleaving the Cube.
Yeah, of course you have. Son of a bitch. Skateboarding.
I've seen
I have no clue.
I've seen Time Bandits probably at least 100 times,
Time
and I just saw it again a couple nights ago.
And I've probably never seen it.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I think the reason those other ones you mentioned, because I didn't have a VCR or cable television until I was almost in high school, probably.
Okay, what's the one? That guy, Fred something or other. He was Remo from the Remo series movies.
Fred Warner.
Yeah, Fred Warner.
I think the first time I watched
Remo
Blazing
Williams.
Saddles.
Remo Williams, the Adventure
I saw that.
First time I watched Blazing Saddles was on Netflix DVD before it was a streaming service.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna look up Blazing Saddles because I've seen the farting scene, obviously, but besides that,
obviously,
that's all I know of Blazing Saddles is the farting scene.
I mean, when the black dude is sheriff, he's walking through the town with confidence. He walks up to this little old lady and he says, "Howdy, ma'am. Can I please help you and get through blah, blah, blah." Well, I don't remember his exact line. You just need to see her response to him to understand what that movie is. I cannot say it here on the public airwaves, but that will tell you all you need to know. And the fact that they laughed and the fucking people thought that was funny back then, it just shows you the vast disparage difference of time that we have going on here, disparity of time. It's unbelievable that, I mean, you could see why they'd want to cancel it, but I don't agree with the canceling of it.
No.
It's certainly...
And it's a piece of movie history, and it needs to stand the test of time and for people
but
to
you do need to... I don't know that you could appreciate it unless you were aware of the context in which it was made.
Right.
You know, you have to be aware of the civil rights movement. You have to be aware of the tension around it, and it's sort of it's funny at that time because of all that. Now it might not seem so funny now, and so you know, we would laugh because we were aware of what it meant then.
Right.
But someone
then
who's
why
in
did
their
I
20s,
laugh? Was I just being a racist kid?
You're fucking racist. That's all.
I mean, you might have more awareness of
maybe,
a more sense of the times than.
Well, you're 36 years old, so you're about my age. You are my age, right? 36.
35, I think.
I would say anybody under 29, 28, they have no understanding of anything. They're all fucking idiots. That's what I call them.
Do you know anything about Don Rickles?
Well, I know Don Rickles.
He's got some jokes that would not fly these days.
No, absolutely not. What was the one show? I'm not talking about Don Rickles though. All in the Family. You could not play that in these times. All in the Family.
No, and it wouldn't be that funny now.
Really? You don't think so?
It wouldn't be funny in the same way, and it wouldn't be as edgy in the same way as it was when it came out. It just wouldn't. The impact. It's just a different environment. The jokes don't mean the same thing. I mean, they're.
Oh.
They do in context. When I watched the scene recently when Sammy Davis Jr. kisses him on the lips.
Yes,
it's funny when you know the context of the show because of how Archie Bunker felt. Right. But if you don't know that, it's kind of benign. If you have no background and you just watch it essentially cold, you wouldn't understand why it's funny, I guess. But that show was absolutely brilliant.
Here's what I got shit this week for. Who was the actor that passed away that from Goodfellas?
Ray Liotta.
Yeah. I didn't know who he was, and everyone's like, Goodfellas. I'm like, never seen it. And I got so much shit.
You've never seen Goodfellas?
Like, you're Italian. You never saw Goodfellas? I'm like, no. I guess I got to watch it.
I've ever seen Goodfellas.
Topple doesn't sound like an Italian name.
Right.
You knew my real last name, you would know.
Does it begin with Mc?
No,
I'll bet, though, Topple, you've certainly seen that GIF that's been played over and over again, where Ray Liotta is laughing. That one you've seen, I'm sure,
I've seen that
a million
everywhere.
times.
I never.
Why am I so
dumb?
dumb? Why?
What?
Why am I so dumb? Why did I think? Why did I go Irish when you said Italian?
That's what
I
I
don't
said.
know. I was
Irish.
confused.
That's why I said Irish.
I just let it
What
go.
the fuck is wrong with me?
I just let it go.
I guess
And
that's what
also-
4 beers and no food today does to you.
Oh, you shouldn't be drinking.
No, it's okay.
It's his last. It's his last day.
It's my last day before my diet.
But
two scenes in Goodfellas that I remember. The first one is when the neighbor talks shit to Henry Hill's wife, and he slaps him with the butt end of like a 38 and fucking
Hell yeah.
his jaw, smashes his nose. That is a fucking great scene. And I also remember that same wife who was the same woman, Lorraine Bracco, I think's her name. She played
Yes, that's her name.
Tony Soprano's Psych in The Sopranos. When she lifts her panties out and she puts a revolver down in them as the feds are raiding the house, I was like, that is hot. Bitch is stashing the revolver in her panties to keep her man from getting arrested. Obviously, he still got arrested, but still a great scene. Great cinematography showing the woman's crotch, the fucking pistol going inside of the underwear. Great movie. I don't know. Do you guys remember that in particular?
I just watched it last night because I was thinking of Ray. But you know the long scene, the famous scene where it's one take, from outside the place, and he goes in and goes up the hallway and sits down. They get the table for him, and it was Henny Youngman or whatever his name is on stage doing the jokes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's like a one continuous.
Is it his first date with her?
Well, no, not technically. It's the first one that he cares about her. The first date, remember, he goes there and he's with Joe Pesci, and he don't even want to be there, and he's like asking for dessert when they're getting dinner. So
this is the time they come through the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring the table to the front row and like set it up for them.
Right. It's one continuous scene. It's like seriously, it's like 10 minutes long, and it's like one.
Cool.
But I heard yesterday that I think it's Henny Youngman. Last Dance would probably know.
That's a very old comic.
Right. Okay. So is that his name, Henny? Is that Henny?
Yeah, Henny
Youngman. Okay.
Henny Youngman.
It just seems wrong when you say it, but anyway, I guess the first take they did with that, he messed up his joke, and they had to redo it. Supposedly, they just talked about that last night on the news.
Wow.
Very cool. That's a good scene.
Ray Liotta was kind of young, so we're gonna. Aren't you interested to find out his cause of death, like you were about the guy?
I think he tied a belt around it.
Exactly. I just know what's going through your mind. Just like Bob Saget, right?
Was he a really heavy drug user when he was younger, though?
I thought so, but then I was hearing how nice of a guy he was, and how he's
drug
totally
users
opposite.
Could be nice guys.
Well, I mean, I guess so, but they didn't mention anything about his drug use.
Okay.
And I guess after he did Goodfellas, he was real picky about his choices of what he would act as, because he was afraid of getting typecast as that type of a character, which inevitably he did. And
well, didn't he do Hannibal after that?
It was, and they played that scene actually where
that was horrible.
He's saying I haven't seen that in so long.
That movie sucked.
But I heard the audio. It was yesterday on the radio, and he's saying how this is so. Or he was saying how good it smelled or something, and because he was cooking it, I think next to him.
Yeah, he was cooking it,
and it was his own brain.
It was his own brains.
And he's telling Hannibal Lecter how good it smells.
Yep. Did you like that? Guys like that movie? I thought it was terrible.
I thought it was okay.
Hated it. I hated it, but it was only for the reason because they remade an original, which I thought that was really good. It was one of my favorites when I was growing up. It was called Manhunter, right. And they remade it and called it Red Dragon, just because basically they wanted to milk Anthony Hopkins one more time, because He was so good as Han, and they put him too much in of them, like the original. I don't know what the book is. I've never read the book because it's supposed to follow
Silence
the
of the
book.
Lambs, wasn't it?
No. This is the man. This is. I think it might. The book might be called Red Dragon. It was in that series, though. You know, it's like 007. You know, there's different books.
Right.
Yep.
But anyway, I really liked the original Manhunter movie. It came out in like the probably mid '80s, and there was the guy that did Crockett and Tubbs. What the hell? Oh, why can't I think? Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. Yeah.
Right, and I was like the biggest Miami Vice fan when I was, like a middle school age kid. You know,
what's the actor's name? I can't remember the actor's name.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Michael Vincent?
That was Tubbs.
Have you seen his very early movie, A Boy and His Dog?
Yes, I have. That's a good movie.
That's a very
I mean, I haven't seen it in 30 years, but what I remember, it was a good movie.
It was a very good movie.
Oh yeah.
A very early post-apocalyptic movie.
Exactly, and you wouldn't think it by the name.
Right.
I watched A Boy and His Dog on the recommendation of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Huh. What is it? An anti-nuclear war?
It's a nuclear war movie, from what I remember. I mean, I had to be. It was probably before I watched Miami Vice that I saw that. So I was probably
the way Neil
8, 9
Tyson
years old when I
was
saw that movie.
It was the dog and the human was symbiotically codependent on each other.
Well, just in case Smokesteve wants to see it, we shouldn't say too much.
He won't remember. Look at him.
No, I
won't. Speaking of it.
If I remember rightly, the dog found the food, but the human was the only one that had the ability to open the food.
They had a symbiotic relationship, and it was fairly unique.
Because the dog was actually smart.
The dog was extremely smart.
Are you chasing that whiskey with Bud Light?
No, it's rum. First of all.
But you're chasing it. Oh, it's rum?
Yeah.
Why are you chasing it?
Sailor Jerry spiced rum.
Go get yourself a cup, put some ice in that, pour that in there, let it sit for like 10 minutes, and you're good to go.
No,
where are you, our lifestyle coach? What the hell is this?
I'm just wetting the teeth with a little bit.
I'm trying to save him money and less calories.
Aphid Lip will be the expert on that.
Yeah, he's drinking Bud Light, dude. I don't think he's breaking a bank.
Thank you, Aphid Lip. See, we get.
How much is a case of Bud Light? Oh, we live in different areas. Well,
30 pack.
30 pack. 30 pack.
$12.
25.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I feel like it's way cheaper here.
Well, it's Massachusetts. That's
I go to a place that's owned by people that I like, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
Other the shorties
I'd rather give them my money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then you get 5 cents per can, right?
Oh yeah, I make like $90 every 6 months.
You mean you could go? There's probably a closer, cheaper place that Abu's running, but you don't want to go there. Is that what you're saying?
Dude, I swear to God, that guy you're talking about, he keeps the coolers at like 60 degrees. The beer is like, and he's like, "Where I come from, it's freezing cold, bro." And I'm like, "No way, man! It's not fucking cold enough, dude." So I have to go to the one with the really cold freezer. You have to do it.
How can I drink this when I get in my truck?
Why don't you save a bit of money and just put them in your fridge?
Because I like the people here.
Because when he gets in his truck, he has to pop one open right away.
They've made jokes like that. When you buy nips from them, they're like, "Do you even want a bag?" And people are like, "No, I mean, really."
I'm good.
There's roads around town. They call them Nip Alley. There's like on the local forums on like Facebook, people are like, "Why is there thousands of nips on this road? Like where there's this one marsh?" Like every working man in the town apparently makes a quick little cocktail and throws his nips out the fucking window.
That's disgusting. It's littering.
It is, but it's
Yeah, man.
We're worried
Around
about
here-
the littering now, not the drinking and driving, the littering.
Yeah, right.
That's what offends me.
They're mostly sober. I mean,
Around here, the only thing at stoplights that there's more than cigarette butts is those little. It's like Fireball or Hot Damn or something. Those
Really?
little dollar shots you can
Oh,
get at every
it be-
single store here that
Or
are
it
sitting
beats
right by the
trenches.
counter.
It
Not
beats
here.
There's
trenches.
so many of them, man. There's a pile of them at every stoplight.
yeah, a state senator a couple towns north of here tried to come up with a thing that would ban nips in his town. Political suicide. I'm not kidding.
You were like,
Too many nip voters.
Work for this issue.
I mean,
like
isn't it more economical and value to buy the full size bottle?
yeah, this is what people pointed out. They were like, if an alcoholic wants to get a drink, then he can buy a shot. But you're going to force him to buy a bigger bottle? I mean, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, nope, you can't have 50 mLs. You have to buy 250 and get like 5 shots because that would be like the smallest one allowed.
Well,
So
what I like about them, you get to test it before buying a big bottle. Like I just got Jameson Orange to try that out.
there you
I'm
go.
not buying
That's
a full
a-
fucking $50 bottle, but I could get this for $2. So
So lesson learned on that one, huh?
I haven't tried it yet.
Case of peanut butter whiskey that he hates.
I don't have
horrendous, I gotta say. Jameson Orange,
I'm
What
no
is-
go.
Oh,
What is that?
What, Jameson Orange?
Yeah. What's orange about it?
I guess the flavor.
It's gonna
I
be
haven't tried it
whiskey
yet.
with an orange terp flavor.
Well,
Okay.
I just drink whiskey, so with ice, obviously you've seen.
And
So I'm willing to try
peanut
different
butter.
flavors. Well,
All right.
that supply is gone now, so I gotta figure something else out.
All right, try it. Take a hit, dude. Pop
guys
the cap,
call me
pop the
cheap.
top. Don't show us the bottle and then act all like aloof. Take a sip.
Got to
Let's
drink
see.
it.
Yes.
I want to see you vomit from it.
My phone's gonna go off right now. I gotta go somewhere.
Right, exactly. Horrendous.
It's Jameson with a hint of orange.
Ugh.
I guess I should have guessed that, huh?
false
yeah.
advertising there.
Probably got some sweet.
Hey, I like Jameson. No, it's sweet, but Jameson's not usually sweet though.
Right, so it's sweetened whiskey, basically.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, Smokesteve, did you have fun with your buddy last night? Did you guys talk about that? If you did, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, we had a great night, man.
Awesome.
He brought me an eighth of really nice cannabis
Sweet.
and a beautiful bottle of George Clooney's tequila, which I can't remember the name of, but it's like a $50 bottle. George Clooney, the actor, makes tequila, and he's like all about it. So brought that.
Nice.
It was nice. It was cool. We got hammered. He had 14 beer tabs in his pocket. He pops. He's kind of a scientist type guy, so he pops every one of the tabs off the can when he drinks a beer.
Was it
Yeah.
Bud Light? Was it Bud Light though?
14 in the morning. Yeah,
So he had like equivalent of 6 beers then.
essentially. These are 4%. So I mean,
That would put me in the hospital.
Yeah, me too, man.
Really?
dude, it's
I'd be-
4%.
I'd be swearing at Ted Cruz if I drank that much.
Yeah. Well, I would just be sick, basically, is what that
Right.
would be.
These are 5%. I've had 4 of these.
That's pretty good.
Was it
Those are-
Heineken?
Yeah.
Heineken? Heineken?
That's what we used to call pounders too, right? That's 16 ounces.
That's
or-
16 ounces.
500 mils.
Yeah, half a liter,
No,
which is
Not
16.
not even 5. They're not actually 500. The 440s.
That is actually 16 ounces.
Probably exactly
ounces.
16 ounces, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Obviously.
don't they just say 16 ounces on there? I mean, why do they have to fuck around with that milliliter?
America's
shit?
an
Because
asshole.
we use metric here.
They use
It's
the right
metric.
system. We're the ones that don't use that.
There's nothing wrong with
That
ounces.
metric system's hard to understand.
Yeah.
In U.S., but not everywhere else in the world.
How is
Well,
it hard
I
to
mean,
understand?
The whole stone thing. What is the?
That is hard to understand.
That's
That's hard to understand.
pre-metric, obviously.
Stones
That's
is
like-
not hard.
Well,
Biscuit.
what's the fractional aspect of stone?
There's 14 pounds to a stone.
So someone says they're 10 pounds, 5 stone. How much weight is that?
Nobody would say that, would they?
No, they wouldn't say that. They'd say 10 stone, 5 pounds.
What did I say?
Okay.
That shit
You
No,
came
said-
from,
you
it's
said
essentially
10
the same,
pounds,
then.
5. Yeah.
I said it backwards. Okay.
that
How
shit
much
came from like the
Yeah.
time of Stonehenge.
Stone
They're
is
still
bigger than
using
a
it.
pound.
That's your theory, huh, Ethan Lip?
It is.
So Biscuit, how many stones do you weigh?
I'm 36 stone 7.
Yeah, so when you
36
said
Stonehenge
36 stones, I was like, oh, that's not that bad until I looked it up. I'm like, holy shit.
Those are big stones.
It's over 500 pounds or whatever.
It's
that
not
is
a
in
kidney
kilos.
stone.
It's
No.
about 240 kilos.
One hopes not.
You're two
No,
boulders.
230 kilos, I think I am.
In stones, Biscuit would be actually a whole wall of the building.
Cinder block.
Like it'd be a big section of building. I mean, it's
I guess
haven't-
I weigh the equivalent of a chimney stack on a first floor.
Right.
right.
You weigh the equivalent of a pizza oven.
Yeah.
No, stop.
No, I wonder,
Serious? I reckon I do.
that's what it came from. They literally took stones to do construction and then applied it to human weight. So it's
Right.
got to be. I mean, it's wild. It's bizarre, but it works. for
And
me.
Celsius screws with me because I got to deal with it at work all the time. But it
Well,
is
the
very
thing is
easy
with
when you learn it.
With Celsius is equivalent to the boiling point and the freezing point
Yeah.
of water.
0 degrees
Right.
equals 32 to us.
Yeah.
And 100 is 212 degrees
Right.
to us
Yeah.
because that's boiling. So
I think that it's not fair because there's not enough numbers. Like you would have to, because like, oh my god, it dropped 10 degrees outside. But with you guys, it'd be like, oh my god, it dropped 2 degrees outside. And you'd be like, so
Well, you would say 2.5 or 2.2.
yeah.
10 equals 2 in Celsius.
It's
No,
not that
it's-
simple.
No, it's
Isn't it-
definitely not.
damn near.
9/5 or 5/9. That's the
it-
scale
it-
factor. So it's a little tiny bit less than 2.
That's over the whole range.
The thing is,
Yes.
it's not quite true because when you get to minus 30, they're both the same.
That's what I mean. It does change. When
Yes,
you get
No,
minus
no,
30
it's-
is equal.
No, it's a constant. It's 1.8 times.
So
one for
what's
the other.
minus 30 in Fahrenheit?
Minus 30.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the only
That's
number that
exactly
equals
the same.
Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Oh, yeah,
But
the
what I'm
scales.
saying
The
is
scales
lower,
do
the lower the temperature, the less the divide of the numbers.
until it starts going further and further negative, and then
Oh,
they
yeah,
start
yeah,
spreading
yeah.
out again.
The only way they equal
So
together
they
is
even
negative
out
30.
at 130,
Yeah.
and then they
Yes.
go in the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
Don't
I'm
cross
not
the
going to comment
streams.
anymore on this.
No, it's fine. Please comment more.
No, I have not commenting anymore. God damn it!
Well, look at you.
That's right.
Well, I feel like the pool's got to be more than 2.6 times bigger. So I don't know how much faith they put in you.
You can find the flaw in my calculations,
I'm gonna look them over,
and I will
just
pay
can't
you
believe you.
Where's this on
Just
Discord?
seems like it's got to be way more than that.
wherever. I don't know which channel it's on. It's on Discord.
By volume, it is 2.65 times the amount.
No kidding, huh?
What did I? Where it is? It's in. No.
General chat, because I think that's where I
Your
put the
say?
picture.
Was it in your say?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is in your say. Yeah.
It's in the yours.
Oh, wow.
Or live?
No, it's in Live Leakers.
Live leakers, because I put
It's in Live Leakers.
because that was the first. That was the first. Smokesteve's wife. She
Yeah.
knows.
She's really,
She
she's
knows
really
the
giving
winner.
it to us here, boys.
I got 2.42 times more volume than the previous pool.
Thanks, wife.
Oh, is it 2.42 times? Not
2.42.
0.5.
So next week I won't be here because I'm gonna do what Smokesteve did last night. I'm gonna hang out with my buddies, and it's our annual float trip. So hope you guys have a good time next weekend.
Yeah.
Well, how can we do that without you?
I know.
Next
That's why I'm
week.
giving you a forewarning. You got a week to come up with some other plan because it ain't gonna be
All right, maybe
nearly
I'll
as
just
cool around here.
I'll just go into suspended animation for a week.
I mean, this right here is the other plan.
Yeah.
Like Sunday night. I mean, would you be around if I did it then? This is. I mean,
Well, we do Saturday night and we do Sunday night because Saturday night we'll go set up our tents and camp and tell the same stories we've told for 30 years.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
And then we'll drink. Some people will call out Woodford like about, I would say, 5 times, maybe 6 throughout the night, and we'll all do a shot of Woodford.
ooh,
What is that?
It's I think it's whiskey. I don't know, gin or
Whiskey.
not whiskey. What's the one that's like whiskey?
Jenkum?
cognac,
No,
What?
no. I feel like
Gin?
something else that's kind of like
Cognac's more like brandy,
whiskey.
isn't it?
brandy, cognac, whiskey,
Okay, maybe they're in the
blended whiskey.
What's gin like? Vodka?
Gin
Gin,
is drier.
It's,
Yeah,
gin
it's
tastes
like
like
vodka.
pine needles.
It
Yeah,
does.
it's basically it's herbal vodka.
My one buddy, he makes gin and tonics. So in
Oh.
between the Woodfords, we'll have gin and tonics with. He does them. He's like real specific on how he does it. He has to do the tonic. Yeah, he has to do. Half of it is sugar free and half of it's sugar because he says if you use the non-sugar free, then it's just too sweet or something. I don't know. And then he squeezes the like a half a lime or a whole lime in each one. He's real specific. It's solo cup. It's all set to
I
the
can't
size of a solo
do
cup.
gin and tonic. It's too dry.
I love
They're good. Yeah, they're good, man. With lime, yeah. If
What
they
you
all got
wanna
lime,
put-
I don't know.
What
I
you
have
want
to
to
have.
put in them
I
as the
have to have
garnish?
it with our lemonade.
You want to put a cocktail onion as the garnish.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Onion.
Really?
About
I've never
3 of
had a
those
cocktail
babies.
onion in my life. I like onions, so maybe I would like it.
Cocktail onion?
I
Yeah,
should
that
crack,
thing?
dude. I should bring some because they come in like a jar, don't they?
Yeah, like an olive, but it's a jar of
I'm gonna
cocktail.
bring them, and I'm gonna make because some of my friends are like, they're so anti-onion. It's like stupid. Like, why are you anti-onion? That's almost like
anti-onion.
like
awesome.
there's like bacon, gravy, cheese gravy, cheese, and then there's onions. I mean that's just the way it is.
I don't know. I don't know what that
I
is.
have
some
no
pickle.
I
fucking
don't understand that at all.
Bacon
I
is
mean,
at
I
the top.
like it.
Of
Bacon.
what? Top of what?
Gravy.
Everything.
Okay.
You're
Bacon
talking
is
to a
at the very
vegan.
top.
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
The man
And then you
speaks
have gravy, then you have cheese sauce, and then you
Cheese
have
sauce.
cheese,
cheese.
and
No, I
then there's
disagree.
onions.
Hey, how the
Cheese-
fuck
cheese
does
trump-
cheese sauce
Cheese,
cheese?
cheese, yeah,
Because,
cheese trumps
dude,
cheese sauce.
It's no way, man. Cheese sauce is its own category.
This is
It
your own
deserves
cat.
it.
This is you. This is
No,
your
it
category.
I've never heard any of this
Dude,
before.
I'm not kidding
This
you.
is like some weird Scientology stuff.
I would
Yeah.
put brisket on top.
It's totally legit. You can look it up.
I'd put
It's on
steak on
Wikipedia.
top, like a medium rare steak.
Oh,
On
speaking
on a martini?
Oh, yeah.
No, just in.
I ain't
Some
putting
movie
gravy
man.
on a martini either.
I mean, why would you put bacon on martini?
Well, that I
There
can
are
see.
drinks. There are
Bacon
drinks with
works.
bacon in
The
it.
whole point is that why would you be so against onions? And there's so many of my friends that are against
Well,
onions.
I hate mushrooms with a passion. If
Oh
there's
man,
anything
mushrooms
with
are good
mushroom
too,
in it,
dude.
Have you tried
I
all
love
mushrooms?
mushrooms.
I hate mushrooms.
Last Dance couldn't probably survive if there wasn't mushrooms.
So, Last
I-
Dance, what's your top Rushmore? What's your number
You just mentioned mushrooms.
mushroom?
I mean,
Number one? See?
good
Mushroom.
mushrooms, the
You
chanterelle mushrooms. Oh my, those are.
But being a vegetarian, you are cutting off the top this much of the list, so you're screwing yourself.
Well, no,
I
that's not-
manage.
See, like his is
No.
mushroom on top.
I
Mine
mean,
would
mushroom
be-
is good. Don't get me
Mushroom
wrong. I
on top.
love mushrooms, but for that to have to move its way up to the top because you're cutting out a lot of other
Mine's
stuff.
steak, egg, cheese, and butter.
Well, that's
So-
gonna change. So
I got 3 bacon wrapped filet mignons marinating right now. I'm just waiting for the lady to come back out of the shower, and then I'm
Is there any
Throwing 'em on
cheese
the grill.
sauce involved in any?
no, I would. That's the only thing that would make it better is cheese sauce.
What do they?
What is
You
cheese
have
sauce?
them wrapped
what
in
is cheese
bacon,
sauce? Oh,
marinated.
I throw them in Italian dressing because I just love the
so good.
flavor.
I never even thought of that. That's something I'm gonna try.
So,
I'm telling you, dude. Throw a steak in. I mean, I don't do it with all steaks, but with filet mignons, I do because
Oh yeah.
they don't have the fat and they don't have, it's just not the same as like a ribeye or something else.
So I just want to know what the hell's cheese sauce? Are we talking about Whiz?
Dude, I'm saying if you take cheese and you bring it to the melting point and it creates a sauce.
Okay.
I
Like
don't care what cheese you're
cheddar,
talking about. I don't care what cheese. It's. I'm just saying, cheese sauce is a little bit above cheese. Like you got some French fries, you put cheese on them.
Where does
You got
melted
good cheese
cheese
fries.
on toast
You
come?
put
Is
melted cheese
that
sauce
technically a
on-
sauce?
What's that?
Melted cheese on toast, is that technically a sauce on toast?
I mean, it's got to make the toast better. You'd think. Maybe a little bit of gravy might make it better.
Paul's asking, do you cook the mushrooms? Can you eat mushrooms by themselves?
He's talking about Last Dance, I'm guessing.
Me?
Yes.
I've never.
Paul.
I mean, I like cooked mushrooms the best.
Cooked
Absolutely.
better.
Cooked.
Are you allowed? Can you eat them not cooked? I don't. I hate mushrooms. So.
Yes.
Yeah, like a
yes,
salad.
Of course you can.
Eat them
A salad
all the time.
How about
I mean,
this?
I like my mushrooms fried, but I generally stick to chestnut or button mushrooms.
Oh, mushrooms are great, no matter how they are.
How about crab?
Right.
I hate crab too.
Oh my god, dude, I love crab.
I hate crab.
Dip crab
You
in
don't
some
like
butter
much, huh?
sauce.
You're picky. Topple, you're picky.
I've never had crab or lobster, but I want to try it.
I don't like fish. I don't like fishy things, but I always try it before I say I don't like it. There's nothing from the sea that I like so far. And
Fish
mushrooms.
tacos?
Wow.
What about cod?
Yeah.
Don't you like cod or haddock?
No.
What?
Like the closest thing that I had that didn't bother me so much was
Cock?
flounder. No, cock is a different kind of meat. That's beef.
Flounder's
That's
good
beef.
though. Flounder's I like a deep fried breaded flounder is awesome.
What about prawns are nice
Flounder's
too.
good, dude. If you like that, I think that's one of the best fried fish is flounder.
It's so floppy.
And I make salmon for my wife all the time. I don't eat it, but she says it's great. So
Well, salmon's not from the sea. That's freshwater.
That's a good point.
It's not.
Okay.
It's salmon spend almost all their life in the sea.
Do they?
What?
And they
Yes.
just grow up. Really? So
They only come up to they're born in freshwater rivers and they spawn in freshwater rivers, but they live there.
They are, as the title of the book, the Andromeda strain. They're Andromedas. I think that's the term, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that like they don't have a sex?
No, that means they travel between fresh and salt water.
Yes.
Oh.
And to Smokesteve's wife,
Androgyny.
shrimp.
That's
Oh yeah.
I could tolerate shrimp, but I'm not spending that money for shrimp. That's
What about king prawns?
what I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
They're
I
like
do.
shrimp but bigger.
I pledge my allegiance to the king of the prawns.
I love king prawns, especially in a Chinese curry. Oh.
Chinese curry? Isn't that
Yeah.
Indian food? Curry?
No, Chinese curry.
Sounds rough.
Carry
Is
on.
that do you not
Curry.
have Chinese curry in America?
You certainly don't call anything by that name.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Wow, it's more of a sweeter curry, but they like put like
A sweet
beef,
curry?
pork, chicken, shrimp, prawns, all sorts, like all
Yeah, that-
together
I
with
think that's-
onions and
That sounds like what would be a Cantonese Chinese restaurant
It is
here.
Cantonese, but we call it Chinese. We
Yeah.
lump it together here in the UK.
I don't go by what people from the UK eat because you guys eat like shit anyway. So.
Come on,
dare
I
you.
don't.
Oh,
don't
come on. You've
dare
seen
you.
their food. You've seen their food.
I
It
don't
all
agree.
looks
I
bad.
certainly don't agree with that.
Well, what do you agree with? What they eat? What
They are very serious about their food there, much more than we are here in America.
they're more serious about pies.
Just because
Stuffing
you
anything in a
Americans
fucking
lather
pie.
everything in corn syrup, don't make our food not good.
No, that's nasty shit, though.
Corn syrup.
They are very serious about their food, about their restaurants. I hear all the time.
We use a lot less. We use a lot less flavorings than you do over there.
Yeah.
A lot
Bland.
less.
You, salt,
bland.
pepper. That's all you got.
salt, pepper, and sometimes
Garlic.
like herbs and spices. We use garlic. We use what's it called? Basil, parsley, bit of cayenne.
Every time I see a plate from the UK, there's a pie with fish heads sticking out. What the hell is
gross.
So
that?
they have some bizarre.
That's not normal.
They,
Oh, that
I mean,
is all right.
There's a long history, in the UK of foods that you might think, especially fish foods that, like jellied eels. Those are historic dishes that would make most people cringe in the US, but I don't think that's like the primary diet.
I think a fish cake is quite British, and that's like mashed potato with parsley and cod, all wrapped in batter and deep fried.
Yeah, that sounds tough, but I would try it if it was cooked.
Biscuit, you got a girl coming over. You're cooking dinner for her. What are you making her?
Lasagna.
Lasagna. You go with meat. With meat. You put meat in that.
Yeah, 100%.
What kind of meat?
Ground beef.
That's it. No sausage. None of that.
No sausage.
Sausage comes later.
Smokesteve's still plugged in.
A lasagna is generally
filling
a base of ground beef, tomato, mashed tomato, plum tomatoes, with some onion, some garlic, salt and pepper.
What kind of cheese?
Some red peppers. Usually we use cheddar or red Leicester on
Cheddar.
on top of
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Strange.
Here it's ricotta and maybe some mozzarella, depending on which.
That's on top. That's melted, but we'd use like a creamy cheese sauce for the layers.
My mom always used cottage cheese, and I was like, I don't put cottage cheese.
We always like to have like a crispy layer of like crusty like melted cheese on top.
Cottage cheese.
So you guys use cheddar in your? That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Last Dance. What do you use? Soy.
Make lasagna.
You could have eggplant. You could like do eggplant.
That's one of those vegetables I do.
I've made.
Really?
I've made a zucchini. I've made lasagna with zucchini before.
Have you had bacon wrap
instead of pasta?
He hasn't.
Oh yeah, bacon. Duh. I'm like, put some bacon around it, man. The Brussels sprouts are great, dude.
Bacon, cheese sauce.
That's right. I told you. Yeah, you can put gravy on them, and that'd be
gravy, onions at the bottom.
So you won't eat eggplant parmesan?
Well, I don't eat the parmesan, obviously, but I just don't like eggplant.
You know what I mean with.
I don't like eggplant either. I think it's disgusting.
There's no good vegan. There's no good vegan friendly cheese. I'm telling you.
I don't know.
They have not figured it out. I swear to God, they have not figured it out.
Yeah, I don't like.
Oh, do you know those cheese slices that are supposed to be like chemical that you use on burgers?
I'm telling you, man,
they're not dairy. They're just rubber.
I do, and I enjoy them.
They melt good.
What, square cheese? American cheese?
Yeah, the square cheese. Yeah, they come in the plastic wrap.
Huh. They got dairy in them.
No,
it's mostly petroleum.
You take it out of the plastic wrap and
the melt good and a little bit salty, but other than that, they're not cheese.
You can throw it.
They're good.
You can throw it in your car to power the car too.
That's so. You have any good barbecue places over there that smoke meat and all that, Biscuit?
Oh yeah, we got like specific grill places that have got like big, massive hooded grills with big chimneys coming out at the top.
You get ribs, like barbecue ribs and all that. Okay.
Man, you're looking weirder and weirder. Aphid lip.
It does look weird, doesn't it?
I must admit that those grilled barbecue rib places and grilled steak places are more like designed like American grill places. They're not
traditional. They smoke their meat, right?
Yeah. They do it like you would in America. They don't. It's not a traditional English thing. It's like a rarity.
Because it's funny. Because in America, I don't think there's any UK restaurants that I can go and get authentic UK food, around me at least, should I say?
Well,
Do you
there's
guys
no
have
trade
any
deals
of the
between us, is there? Really?
BBC, the British beer companies? Do you have any of those down where you are?
Mm-mm.
They call them the BBC.
Never
the
heard
British.
of it.
Never heard of that.
They're
I
up
mean,
here in
we have
Massachusetts.
American candy and stuff like that come over here.
What,
The
Hershey?
BBC is
Skittles?
like,
Hershey's, Skittles is British. Before you started.
Oh, I don't know. You guys got one good food.
We have your brand, your specific cola that you have in America shipped
Actually,
over here.
that was one of my
Which is
disappointments
different.
was to find that all the same shitty fast food places we have in America are also in the UK.
Yeah. You mean like Taco Bell and
Taco Bell,
and
McDonald's,
they
Burger
also
King.
different.
Oh my God,
They
Pizza
serve
Hut.
different.
But if I'm not mistaken, the portion sizes and the quality of the food is different to America.
It was different, but it was still disheartening because,
Yeah.
I mean, you have your own culture. Why do you? I guess
McDonald's
I should be.
is a conglomerate that's in every country in the world.
I should be proud that American culture takes over the world, but I really am not. I just think
Taco Bell literally came in the last 2 years.
Okay.
You got Five Guys over there? I bet you don't.
No, we ain't got no Five Guys or White Castle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you're not missing much with that. So,
To be fair, I prefer to go to like a mom and pop's burger place.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, everyone
Yeah.
would. McDonald's, you get what, like a little skinny meat patty.
Yeah.
Fuck
crap.
Every time my wife
Yeah.
goes to McDonald's, because my daughter loves the fries there, she's like, "You want it?" No, it'll make me sick to my stomach.
Nasty, dude.
I used to mess with their breakfast sandwiches, but even that even got bad. So
I do like I don't know if they do them over there, but they've got like the wraps to do. They've got like chicken tenders in with some like with salad and like some sauce, but it's like depending on which day it is, they have different sauces. And like if it's say the sweet chili chicken day, and it's only $1.99 for the wrap.
I've seen those. It's
instead
like
of like $2.50.
that sounds like a healthy eating. Why would you go to fast food to eat healthy?
I'll be right back.
It's still 1,000 calories for a wrap.
Oh, okay.
God forbid you should throw a vegetable in there, right?
I know, right? They literally put fresh. The salad is so fresh, I can't believe it. But
See,
they must
in the
do
UK
something to that. To the chicken and the tortilla must be so fattening.
Well, even the tortilla is full of carbs. It's pretty
Yeah, it's
high.
all carbs.
Yeah, but not 1,000 calories for such a small wrap. I
Well,
mean,
it all adds up.
It's literally this big, and
Yeah,
about that.
I'll
that
bet the
thick.
tortilla adds 200 calories to that.
And whatever
Maybe.
the dressing they use is probably the high calorie.
Yeah,
too.
it's a really sweet chili sauce, like a chutney, almost.
The UK McDonald's had a vegetarian burger many years ago, a bean burger.
They still have one.
Long before it was.
Oh,
it
a
was
bean burger.
Right. I think they
Not
called
like-
it the beanie burger. Beanie. I'll have a beanie or something like that.
Well, have
But,
you ever
so
have you ever tried like the new veggie burgers that came out, like the Impossible Burger or any
Oh,
of
yeah.
that stuff? You
I
have
agree.
tried that?
absolutely.
How you feel about that?
I enjoy them.
They're
It's been
good?
so long since I had real meat that I don't really have anything to compare it against. So
Okay,
I mean,
that's what I was going to say.
I used to
I
buy
just-
from our local supermarket. They sell them in packs of 4 and like a 5-bean chili burger.
Oh yeah.
But they're literally made with like different like types of beans all mashed together with maybe some flour and like in a burger shape, and they are absolutely delicious.
No,
Impossible Burger is a different animal altogether. This
Yeah,
is
it's supposed to imitate meat. isn't it,
exactly. They
rather
have
than-
gone through a
rather
lot of
than
trouble.
being- yeah,
It's got
these are
fake
literally
blood and everything in it.
Yeah,
My
whereas
wife
these
eats
these
Really
burgers
does.
that I had are literally just beans mashed together,
Yes.
but they are delicious.
yeah, because my wife.
My
got
bro- my brother
sick
makes-
that one.
My brother makes bean burgers, so I've had one. They're not too bad.
Yeah,
But you probably
Where-
put cheese sauce and bacon and
Yeah, right.
gravy.
I slather the actual cheese all over my bean burgers.
Yeah, because my
And
wife,
bacon
she had
grease.
the
I cook them in
Impossible
bacon
Burger.
grease.
She can't even stand that stuff, but she does get the frozen bean burgers and all that. They're really good.
Yeah.
You just can't cook them on a
Yeah.
grill. The
No,
big
they'll
thing you gotta do
break
is
apart. They'll
cook
fall
them in
in.
an oven.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wraps them in paper towels, paper towels, and cooks them in microwave. Now I laughed at it until I tried. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty damn good.
I like them cooked crispy in the oven on a tray.
Oh.
Yep. I will do a cookout tomorrow with Impossible Burgers on a grill. We'll pretend that it's a traditional Memorial Day cookout.
What
Good for
brand?
you.
What brand do you got?
We have Impossible brand burgers right now in the freezer.
Dude,
There's really only two. There's Beyond Burger and Impossible Burger.
Because what's the one burger?
This is my meal plan for tomorrow.
Here we go.
I've got to have either 3 tablespoons of breakfast cereal or dry porridge, shredded wheat or 1.5 Weetabix, or 1 medium sliced toast for breakfast, and then I can have toast, crisp bread, bagel, or pita bread with either 2 eggs, a little bit of cheese, some ham, chicken breast, 4 bacon, some meat with fat cut off, 2 sausages.
You're eating all that?
Like, I've got to choose one of those.
I was gonna say.
I was about to say, goddamn.
Is that and or?
No.
It's or.
So basically, I've got to have a carbohydrate with a protein source.
Yeah, so
for
that's
lunch and meal.
That's a pretty drastic reduction.
Oh
no
yeah,
breakfast.
Yeah.
No
I've
breakfast
got to have
should be
between
enough.
800 and 1,000 calories a day, with no more than 100 grams of carbs a day.
That would be tough.
Do you guys eat breakfast? Do you guys
I
eat
don't.
breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast.
I do.
Yeah, I know. Well, before you retired, were you eating breakfast before when you were working?
Typically, what would I do? Nah, sometimes, but typically I just rush out and go to work.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't. But on the weekends, I'll have an egg or two and like something. Like,
I try to have breakfast, but I generally struggle to put it in.
Oh, well, I usually get a coffee and I'll eat a banana every morning for the
know
potassium because I got leg issues.
Well, I drink coffee. I didn't know that was considered breakfast.
That's breakfast. Well, if you get cream and sugar,
yeah,
that's breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
And cheese sauce.
That's what makes the coffee.
That's
awesome. I used to wake up in the morning with a keto coffee which had a stick of butter in it.
Yes, my wife did that.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
No, that's real.
Jesus
That's real.
Christ.
A stick of butter?
Not a stick.
Yeah.
No,
Not a stick of butter, but a little tiny block of butter, because it raises the good fats in your
and cholesterol level.
My wife still does that.
Mm.
She does that and does the gym and then gets home.
It has to be grass-fed butter like Kerrygold. Kerrygold is a good brand for that.
That's
we
expensive
have that brand
butter.
here too.
Yeah, we got
butter.
It's got to be grass-fed though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that doesn't really make any sense, like nutritionally, to be eating butter to lose weight.
Well, the thing is, you're replacing all your carbs with fat so that you stay in ketosis. So all of your energy comes from fat rather than carbohydrates.
Like
be better
Atkins
eating
diet.
no breakfast.
Well, breakfast is very important because it gives you, I forget what it is. It shoots the energy. It gives you,
It kickstarts your metabolism for the day.
and that's why I have a banana every morning. And surprisingly, well, I stopped drinking beer, stopped drinking
breakfast?
sweet drinks. Oh yeah. No, I've never hit that. I'm not in my college years again. But I have a banana. I skip lunch, and then I have a dinner early around 5 p.m. instead of later because I don't go to bed till like 12 anyway. And I lost a lot of weight actually doing that.
Oh, Paul Greystone giving his breakfast tip here.
Fried oatmeal and onions.
Oh.
I've never had oatmeal and onions. Is that an actual
What is
thing?
with you people on onions?
Isn't that what you call porridge? Isn't that oatmeal?
With
Not with
onions,
onions.
dude? I don't know. That is oddball.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, me
Your
neither.
scales are all different, especially if fucking cheese
I've
sauce.
never
over
had fried
cheese.
oatmeal either.
Fucking
I don't know
crazy.
what Paul's talking about.
Cheese
over
sauce,
there.
dude.
Cheese sauce. Get a
I've
get
always
a
wa-
brick
I've
of
always wa-
Velveeta, melt it down, dude. That's the best shit.
I've always
That's
wanted
right.
to try slow. What is it called? Slow soak oats. You know, like you soak them overnight.
Steel
kind of
cut
thing.
oats and
No, you just soak them overnight.
Overnight
instead of, like
oats.
boiling
overnight.
them.
Okay.
Overnight oats, yeah, and like have them cold instead of having them like hot.
Smokesteve wife makes those on occasion for herself. She loves them.
How do you do it? Do you do it night before and eat them for breakfast, or what?
Yeah, that's what she does. She's up there putting berries in there, and
Oh.
they go in like a little smaller, like so the jar is maybe half full or whatever, and it expands overnight. Like they absorb all the liquid. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looks
Huh.
tasty. I prefer to skip breakfast myself, but if you want to eat something, that's a healthy route to go for sure. Overnight oats.
If I'm eating breakfast, I'm getting some grits. I know that.
No
Grits
kidding.
with
You're a
butter.
grit guy?
Oh, I love grits with butter. Yes, sir.
It kind of looks like a
I
great
don't-
guy.
I don't think grits are. That's below the Mason-Dixon line. I don't know why you're eating grits.
I eat grits and I eat scrapple, which is my region.
Yeah.
Everyone won't eat that, but
What's scrapple?
Scrapple's the thing here in Baltimore too.
It's
What is it?
basically a hot dog, but it's bigger.
no, it's even worse than a hot dog.
Parts that nobody would eat, all thrown together.
Worst part of it.
With cornmeal.
I think what
It's food. It's meat
what I'm
scraps.
Yeah.
what
meat
I'm going to
scraps.
try and do is have Weetabix for breakfast, have one slice of toast with 2 eggs for dinner, and then have like chicken and rice for tea.
Chicken and rice
Tea.
for tea for dinner.
Mhm.
Tea's dinner.
Oh yeah.
What about
I'll have toast and eggs for lunch, and then chicken and rice for tea.
No.
Hayden jumped down my throat one time because I didn't know tea meant dinner.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know it.
Sounds like too much, Biscuit. You got to cut out some meals there.
Excuse me. What?
all about
2
portion.
tablespoons of rice, 1 slice of toast, 2 eggs, one chicken breast, and a Weetabix.
Yeah, what
That's
are you,
not
you
just
trying
breakfast.
to
That's
set a
all day.
record?
That's all day, the whole day.
That's all day.
Well, that's all right. I might cut down the egg portion, maybe 1 egg.
Well, that's
That's
what I've
good
been
for
told
you.
to have is 2 eggs.
All right. You're right.
That's good for you. That's
It's
protein.
a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't want to shock your body.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. that
Well,
makes
I've been told to start the diet and stick to it.
Well,
for
yeah,
2
that's
weeks,
true.
So.
He's trying to
And
shrink,
no
shrink the
cola.
liver.
No cola.
It's only for
water.
2 weeks. Don't forget. It's not a regular diet forever.
Right. You're gonna
Well, you drink a
fluctuate.
lot of soda, cola. I don't know what the hell you
Yeah,
call it over there.
not these 2 weeks. I'm on
Well,
water only.
you
for
should
2
just get
weeks.
rid of that altogether. That's just sugar.
Well, I probably will do one like
All right.
after tomorrow.
because
I haven't got
honestly,
any. I've got no soda in the house at the moment.
Good
Yeah,
man.
Biscuit's an adult. He'll figure out what needs to be done.
Yeah,
You just
Soda
drink
is-
water.
Yeah,
Water,
soda is a
water.
killer.
I can have coffees according to this diet plan with no sugar.
Yeah, that's 0 calories, bro.
Yeah,
No coffee in and of its native form, 0 calories. Once you
and
go
I'm allowed
with cream,
I'm allowed
whatever.
100 mils of milk a day to go with drinks and
Jesus Christ.
cereals.
You have a measuring
Why-
cup for all this shit?
I've just got a glass that's 100 mil size.
It's not chemistry. He doesn't need to have the exact amounts.
No,
Right.
if I stick to it like modestly, I
Yeah,
should be fine.
When do you get the surgery?
13th of June.
So you got to do this in preparation for the surgery.
Yeah,
Right.
to reduce the size of my liver. It's
Gotcha.
a liver shrinking diet, so that the
And-
liver stays out of the way while they do the surgery.
I guess my question is, and I'm not judging you or anything, but
Here comes
most
the
of these
judgment.
people,
I
no,
know.
no, most of
not
the people that would have
racist,
this
but-
surgery would have a hard time eating, following that diet in the first place, or
Mm-hmm.
or they wouldn't be needing the surgery.
My problem is, I can do that for a short amount of time.
You
say a
think?
month.
Okay, well, I hope so.
And then I'd bounce and eat far too much, but the surgery will prevent me from bouncing.
Okay.
All right, I know this.
Aphid Lip, you make a good point though.
I'm
He
about.
does.
I know you probably answered this many times. Is this a lap band?
No, it's a gastric sleeve.
So
Similar probably.
They basically take 75% of my stomach and take it out.
oh, they take it out.
Yeah,
surgically removing it.
They're removing
It's
it
reformed.
out of
It's
my body.
reshaped.
Oh, I didn't know
they
that.
the staple. So I've got 25% of my stomach left.
Correct.
Take the rest out and chuck it away.
So if you overeat, you could kill yourself still.
No, if I overeat, I'll throw it.
Gets sick. That's what happens.
Well, no, someone I know had that surgery, and
if I'm not careful in the first
dying.
few months, I could rupture the
That's
staples.
right. It has to heal. There's a healing period.
Okay.
And
so I will be on a all liquid diet for three or 4 weeks.
Okay. I know someone that had surgery that almost died because they overate.
Well,
I don't know what it was or whatever. So
there are risks. But they're manageable, and Aphid Lip is smart, and I have a lot of confidence in him.
Aphid Lip.
I'm sorry, Biscuit Vapes.
You're Italian. Is your last name Mick?
So if we're out here getting wasted, is that going to be a challenge for you, Biscuit?
No, I'll just come on for an hour or so and just drink water.
Oh, yeah,
I've come on here and just drunk soda before, so just water will be fine.
Gregory, are you drinking?
It's not like I'm an alcoholic.
No,
and I need to drink.
With COVID and I'm on call, I'm just drinking water and iced tea, sugar tea.
You have a good energy, you have a buzz, but you're sober, so that's cool.
Well, I have charisma.
I guess so, buddy. And last dance, you having what? A little rum?
A little bit of rum.
Tiny bit?
Well, I wouldn't say tiny. I'll say I had, I don't know, this much.
Can you at least drink with a buddy here? I mean, Jesus, have a little more. No.
If you're here next week, I'm drinking.
I want to wait. I'll talk to my doctor and see what she says. If she says, "Don't worry," then I'll get a little buzz next week. But
hey, Smokesteve, if you're here next week, I'm drinking. So.
Damn. Okay, I was thinking I wouldn't do one next week.
Well, no, if you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna. Shit, I might not show up. Things might change. So.
Stop pressuring him, Topple. let him do what he needs to do. Goddamn, Topple always pushing people around.
I never push anybody around.
The week after next, I'll be psyching myself up for the hospital, so I won't be on the week after next.
Why? That's the best time to come on. I'm gonna make steaks that day.
You're a bad man. You're a bad man.
I'm gonna take the smoker out.
I'll be on my fasting, so I won't be.
Aphid Lip, are you there, or is it just?
He's not there.
No, he's dealing with the good stuff.
Okay.
The bacon and the cheese sauce and shit.
That's right. He did say cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce. What is wrong with this guy? Like, seriously.
He's a.
I like cheese.
He's a connoisseur, so I would defer to him.
Sauce, cheese.
I know.
He's a foodie. You should listen to him.
He's a foodie? Well, he knows how to grill. He does know how to grill.
He does. But I know how to grill. Anyone knows how to grill. If you grill.
Oh, I don't know if anyone knows how to grill. I'm not very good at starting a grill.
How about I meant barbecuing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't start a barbecue to save my life.
Oh, it's
unless I'm using one of those
coals and fire.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I can only start them with those stupid bags that you start up with.
Oh, there it is.
No. You get a chimney and paper. You're good. Don't use lighter fluid. It tastes horrible. You can taste it when you eat it.
A little bit. Get it going.
You go to your Walmart or whatever the fuck you have, and they're like $20
for the chimney.
For the chimney, yeah. You don't need a big one too. A lot of people get these over big ones. Just gotta get a small one. You pour that and put the.
I mean,
other...
we usually just get those little round like garden barbecues, and you just put one of them bags in, light it, wait for it to settle, and then put your meat
the ones
on.
that already have the stuff. Okay. Well, Aphid, do you have a pellet stove? Not pellet stove.
No. I got a smoker.
Smoker, pellet smoker.
No, it's like a dual purpose smoker charcoal grill. It's got the second can side on the it's the
wood burner
barrel type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get it at an estate sale?
No. I did get that I was gonna say earlier that tent. I did get that for $60. Never been used.
I was going to ask you, but I thought I don't want to know the answer.
Yeah,
that's the point.
It's going to be some poor widow got ripped off again.
If you bought a wood burning stove and then attached the chimney to a box, would that work as a smoker?
You got to have different nozzles for flow and all that.
Right. I mean, it would. I mean, if you were burning the right kind of wood and not like
like pallet wood,
coal in there.
Birch.
But yeah,
I would have thought blue pallets that have been painted blue wouldn't work very well.
No. But if it was like a fruit bearing tree wood, if you're burning that in there,
apple wood or pear wood.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Like that.
Yeah.
Apple, cherry, pear.
Yeah.
If you could find the wood too.
All the above, those would be great for like fish and.
So just chop up your best furniture and put it in there.
White meat.
I wonder what oak would be like. Would oak be any good for?
No.
Oak is a good smoker.
For smoking meat.
That's one of the most popular for pork.
Really, I've never done oak.
Oak.
Maybe
you might use oak for like a real fatty.
Like old oak cask barrels that they've used for whiskey and stuff. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I like cherry wood and apple wood the best, probably.
Yeah.
Depends on what you cook. Like pecan for fish and all that. Beef is mesquite. And I'm mostly cherry and apple.
I don't smoke meat, like red meat, much. I've never done a brisket because it's like $30-$40 at least for a brisket. And I'm like, I'm going to fuck it up
Where the hell are you getting brisket from? I wish it was that much.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's more than that even. But we got 3 of us, so I'm not going to do like some big gigantic
I won't mind
brisket.
trying to smoke some salmon is what I want to do. Some fresh caught salmon.
The only problem with smoking fish, you have to have a separate smoker because the next smoking, it's going to smell like fish. I screwed up one time and did that. And that's when I went on Craigslist and bought myself a new an old Weber for $60, and it's the best smoker I ever had. All right, I gotta clean my incision. So, if I see you guys next week, I see you next week. But other than that, you guys have a great Memorial Day.
Yep.
You too, Topple.
Go get myself off to bed too.
Great talking to you, Topple.
And if I don't see you before then, Biscuit, good luck. I hope the best for you, buddy.
Yep.
Thank you very much, buddy.
I got the date on my calendar marked.
All right, you guys take care.
See you, man.
Take it easy.
Night, guys.
All right, see you, buddy. Good luck.
Yep. I'll try and get on next week and let you know how I'm getting on with diet and whatnot.
Or at least say something on Discord anyways if you don't make it.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
Speak to you later, guys.
Take
See
it
you,
easy.
my man. Bye. All right, here we go. We're still rolling.
We're still here.
Just you and I. I mean, should I just kill it? Hit it?
It's up to you. It's going a while, and I've enjoyed it. So if you want to go on top, I'm with you. It would be nice to have Aphid know that he's being kicked off, but
yeah, here's Mr. Kill C1.
There we go.
That's a gentle and nice thing to be said.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, we agree with you, Mr. Kill C1.
Well, we didn't talk about Goon's show.
That was a good show.
Good show. I always enjoy that.
It's a very good show. He does well.
It's always it's a good crowd too on there.
Yeah,
good group. I really enjoy that show.
It's a phenomenal show, and
he goes a long time. He has a lot of energy to keep doing that.
At least 4 hours. He's got a lot of patience too for us with our weird songs.
I was thinking that too. He never gets angry, even though I'm sure he's pissed at some, especially some of my old geezer shit that he is.
Yeah, he never bets an eyelash. He
No.
plays them all.
Did you ever think about, man, I might want to do something like that? Did you ever consider that?
No.
Nope. Just not something you'd want to do.
No. It's been suggested to me, but no.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I really think it's great for other people, and I watch many other people. The guys that he's introduced us to, that Bogus Forehead, as well as a couple of others. I'm like, this is great stuff, but yeah, it's not for me.
It's an interesting community, and I love the raid where you kind of hand off to somebody else.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like a whole different perspective. It's
very cool.
So much variety. It's an interesting community.
I love it. What's up, dude? You're back.
Yeah, my steaks are sitting there. They got to rest about 3 more minutes, and it's go time. I've been working so hard. I'm so excited to cut a knife into some filet mignons and baked potato.
Wow, you went for fillets? Damn, look at you.
Well, there's a place. There's a what do you call it? Deli or whatever, where you get a butcher,
Butcher, yeah.
And they have bacon wrap. They used to be $5, dude. So it was like, common, because my son used to not like steak, and he's a teenager now, and he's like, I kind of like steak. So why don't you, instead of grilling up a hot dog, why don't you get some more steak so I can have some?
You're starting to get a more adult taste, huh?
Right.
No more of that cheap shit you've been feeding.
Right. And he weighs more than I do now, so he can fucking eat, Where it used to be like we'd get a frozen pizza and we could split it up between the 3 of us. He can tackle a frozen pizza by himself these days, you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty
cool.
Yeah, for the most part they catch on. That's how our daughter was. She was like eating her thing and then noticing what we're eating, and then she wants to try it. So it's like, of course, yeah, here, go ahead, dive on in. So then they know.
Yeah. He's always been real good about trying things. Like he would try whatever and he still I think he would still try every single thing I put in front of him. But his tastes have changed and come around, and my taste for the last 30 years has pretty much stayed the same, But his he used to like some stuff and he don't like it anymore, and but now he's starting to like older people stuff, But he wasn't a chicken nugget dude. And then like he's for the past, like I would say 4 years, he's been dialed into chicken nuggets, and he wasn't, because all kids are like, that's all they want is chicken nuggets, And he was never like that. Really?
No,
I don't think I did either. But I don't.
I had my child. I ate like a child until I met my wife, and then she basically said, "You're not going to have a hot dog for every meal. Here's some things you need to eat. You need to try some."
It was kosher, I'm sure, though.
No, didn't keep kosher. No.
Was it all based around like baseball, a hot dog, like were you having like baseball meals, like
I don't know, it was just whatever I grew up with. It's weird.
I hear you, man.
But
it was a convenience to just get some food, and you didn't care about
it. And I wasn't very experimental. I was kind of a not one of those, not like your son or your daughter who would try something. I was like, nah, I don't want to. So but when I met my wife, she said, well, you're gonna have to learn to eat some of these other things. So I tried them, and I found that I started to like things, and then we became vegetarians. So threw all that away.
And you became vegan and just went whatever they say.
Yeah,
dive on in, right?
Pretty much. Yep.
That's cool.
I fried up some gizzards about 2 weeks ago, and he was liking them, because people like gizzards. Man, that's like not too many people like gizzards.
Well, you didn't tell him what it was, did you?
No, I did. I explained to him that it was pretty much like the part that broke down the food in a chicken. Yeah, but he was fine with it, and I think the fact that they were close to a chicken nugget, is the fact that brought him in.
Okay.
Still got the breading, and I cooked them like a chicken nugget would be cooked. And first
Yeah.
I boiled them because they can get tough. They're a tough part of the bird.
Right. That's
Back
right.
when I was a young teenager, before my mom died, when she used to chase me around the kitchen with the fucking gizzard on a fork, and I'd be like running for my life, dude. This was in like '92, like one of my last memories with her.
Oh man.
Those things were scary, dude.
Well, was it just the thought process of it, or just because they were chewy, or?
They gave you the whole little like bag of kidneys
Yeah, right,
and heart
right,
and everything,
right,
and she'd be
right.
like fucking loving it, like terrorizing me with these things. Hilarious.
Oh man. Well,
Because I was never that scared. To truth be told, Mom knew that she wasn't.
right.
You know, that's how it went. But it was a funny thing.
Well, it's like when I was a kid, I like meatloaf. I would raise the biggest shit about it. No, Mom, come on. Or stuffed green peppers. She did those a lot. I didn't care for those either. But now, like meatloaf, and my son's always been he's like meatloaf. But like we had meatloaf probably 15 years ago, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is actually really good. I love it. It's basically a hamburger with no bun, is what it is.
Essentially. You do it right. It's not dry. It's awesome.
No, man, you can make a good meatloaf. I'm telling you.
The old days, I do remember it being a bit dry. And, when my mom would make it, it was like way overcooked. And it was gross,
right. Yeah, my mom overcooked it too. I gotta admit.
But now, like I see it on these gourmet restaurant menus, it's like meatloaf sandwich, $17 or whatever.
My dad he worked at McDonnell Douglas. He was an airline mechanic, and after we would have because my dad loved the meatloaf, and it was because the next day he got a slice of that meatloaf in between two pieces of white bread, and that was like his lunch, and that was like the cream of the crop, like that was his bacon, when he could bring in a meatloaf sandwich for lunch.
No ketchup or with ketchup?
Well, my mom, it was definitely a ketchup like coating that was on the outside of it. I didn't watch her make it, but I know that's what it was. It was ketchup cooked in the oven, is what it was.
So that's probably all we needed was the slab and the bread.
Right.
Well, that makes it great. The ketchup, all the water evaporates out of the ketchup, and it makes a very sweet. Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Tomato.
I'm sure she put brown. She probably put brown sugar in it. I'm sure she went that far. All right, man. Those steaks are probably right about right. So I always enjoy seeing you guys, man. And I'll miss you, even though I'm gonna be having so much fun next weekend. I will definitely miss hanging out with you guys.
Well, good talking to you as always.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Take it easy,
see you, buddy. All right, David. I just dropped my chain.
Don't start a fire. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill this sucker. All right.
All right. I'll take off. Hey, thanks for doing it today. I appreciate it.
It was a good one. Thanks, man.
Great talking to you. Have a good holiday tomorrow.
Thank you, buddy. See ya.
All right, take it easy.
All right. Here we go. Well, it was a fine night. Thanks for coming, everybody. Good night. Later.